That's right, Glenn, hell, and back. It's Halloween weekend. We're going to see tricks, we're going to see treats, but we're also going to see scary jumps. And my man back once again, Andrew Coley, mega hand you got there, mate.
It's a full moon, mate. I'm sorry.
Ready to send it, right?
No, mate, we're ready to send it. This place is awesome. Last year, we saw some of the greatest battles. We got the first big gap jump of the season, the Joe clap underneath it, but it was over there. Do you remember Scott Speed versus Kevin Erickson?
It
went high, low, right the way to the finish line, almost into the wall. This is freaking me out now.
Well, it's freaking you out, but this track, it's tight, it's compact. Some of the most jumps we'll see all season. The track's getting prepped, but you know who's also getting prepped? My man, our man, Street Bike Tommy. Dude, there's VIP, then there's RIP. I don't know if that's safe, buddy.
No, it's Tom P. I'm not VIP, I'm in Tom P, because this is like, I get carte blanche over here. I have the only access to be front row to every jump that happens over this huge gap.
No, you shouldn't. Just go hang out with the people in the pits. Tommy's Tailgate's back in action, right?
Bro, I'm going to be feeding the people all weekend, but I'm making out about halfway you're saying. I can't really hear you. You didn't use that ugly joke earlier, did you?
No.
You look great, mate.
You look awesome. You look great. Absolutely hideous. Oh, my gosh.
Terrifying.
Well, thank you so much, Tommy. Of course, Andrew Coley. It's going to be mega this weekend.
Yes.
We're back on U.S. soil. Again, from UK to Sweden, and of course, in Minnesota. Travis made the declaration, and it came to fruition. It's going to happen here once again. U.S. soil. That's right. Well, another member of our team, I throw it over to the pits, Mrs. Katie Osborne.
Los Angeles, we got the stars, we got the cars, and here at Glen Helen, we have a whole lot of dust. It's qualifying day. The big question is, can Travis Pastrana carry his momentum that he had at NRX, and can his American teammate Connor Martell, can they get that car fixed? He hit the wall here in the practice this morning. That right rear, they're doing a whole changeover. These are just a few of the stories that we're going to be covering during qualifying. It's head-to-head battles all day long, setting everybody up for race day.
Let's send it! Do not run wide! The hair is standing up my arm.
Crowd are on their feet here in the grandstand.
Dude, McGinnis is airing it out.
So this is 3 laps right now.
And here we go.
It's a semifinal.
The final battle here. Travis gets it done.
Got it done! He is on the limiter. Who will drive to the pole position?
These two are psychos. He gets number 1 qualifying position. He gets the pole spot. Let's take a look at the Nitro Rallycross standings. Out front, you got Robin Larson representing Sweden. Right behind him is Dreyer Reinbold, RX Cartel teammate Andreas Backerud. Sitting in third, representing Jamaica, Fraser McConnell. In fourth, the number 199 from the US of A, Travis Pastrana. And rounding out the top 5, another Swedish driver, Ollie Erickson. And here we go into our battle brackets and what we're going to be seeing here. Coley, what's at stake, what's going on, who's out there, who's ready to race here?
So this is our battle bracket seeding races, Jared. So the battle brackets come up later, you know, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, knockout format until we get our top qualifier. But this decides into turn 1, though. Pastrana's got an inside line. His teammate right behind him, Jared. He's going to be able to keep everybody else out. Kevin Erickson inside line on the run to turn 2. Pretty sensible start, really.
That was good, yeah. I mean, you know, you got to think you can't win in the battle brackets. You want to advance on, like you said, strategy coming into play here. He would love to get his wish. Also, it's great to see Connor Martell out here. As he goes through that first turn, that's where he got into a tussle with the wall. So getting the car back together, they hit the big jump there. And talk about the Joker lap. Is it longer? Is it shorter? What's the delta?
Joker lap here is longer. We don't know the delta yet. The first couple of laps out on track, really. We saw drivers practicing yesterday, but the track was sometimes wet and sometimes dry, so no proper delta just yet, but it goes under the gap jump. And that's what we love. Of course, you'll only see that with Group E because the other 2 categories don't do the gap. Those guys are learning a little bit more, and we don't want to see them having to learn a huge gap jump.
Yeah, this gap jump is definitely menacing. They make it look easy, but it's pretty large, so all things considered. Now, again, that Joker lap is where you split the gap jump. Travis Pastrana and Kevin Erickson have not taken it just yet. 4 laps, so you got to think, you know, they're a quarter way through with this battle and going and finding out where they're going to and who they're going to go against. Travis Pastrana out front, he's going to hit that A-Shock Energy big gap jump. No problem for that Power Plus vehicle. The Olsbergs currently sitting in second. Where do you think and where do you foresee them taking that Joker lap? Last lap?
Yeah, Pastrana should wait out in front, really. There's no need for him to go unless he feels his teammate Martell's edging him. So remember, the leader will always be looking for the drivers who've jokered. So the two little diamonds on the graphic top left show you that Martell and Bennett jokered. They both went on lap 1. Again, Jared, classic rallycross. Lose the start, go joker, see if you can make up the time.
Taking a look at these lap times. 47 seconds from Travis Pastrana. You see that little clock right next to his lap. That means he's got the fastest lap so far. I mean, we're only 2 in, and there he goes, 47, and he gets even faster, 46.9, so he's sub 47 seconds.
Grip looks pretty high to me, Jared. They're late on the brakes, particularly off the gap jump. So let's see if either of them go joker. Okay, Erickson's gone joker. Sensible. Watch how late Pastrana is on the brakes here as he comes into the next right-hander. There where you can see, they're leaning on the car hard. It's good to see, man. Track prep looks absolutely beautiful. The team have done a great job.
Yeah, they're wetting it down just right. The clay is keeping the dust at bay. You know, when it dries out, you do see a little bit more dust, but look at that. Oh, that was beautiful, man. Did you see that? That was like butter, baby.
Butter.
Yeah, that was smooth.
They have to use the throttle in the air to keep the car straight. You'll hear that more, obviously, with the electric cars. You hear it a bit less, but in things like side-by-side, you'll hear them blip the throttle a couple of times, particularly on this rhythm section. Okay, so we're saying Joker 6 at the minute, and the Pastrana will hold on, because he is, he's 6.9 seconds up the road.
All right, so it seems that Travis, here he goes into that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Does he hold on to the lead? And his strategy might end up working out. Like you said, Connor, unfortunately, down there in third. Doesn't look like he's going to catch Erickson, but Travis does hold on to it. And look at that. Nice job over the jump. What do we got?
Now, Travis really wanted him and Connor to be in opposite races here, which would have mean they needed to be P1 and P2 in the timed practice earlier. He then wanted them to win both those races because he knows he needs to steal as many points as possible from Robin Larson, and he needs Martell to do that with him. So that little shunt for Martell earlier on today has made things tricky, but good run by Travis.
Here we go. Travis Pastrana is going to get the victory here in this battle seating bracket. Pastrana gets the win, the number 199. He got the victory in Minnesota. He's looking for redemption. He's on, I mean, this is a perfect scenario. All dirt. He's here at Glen Helen. I mean, he's raced 2 wheels here. You know, it's
the most jumps. They're in the air as much as they're on the ground here, Jared.
Exactly.
It's proper.
Frequent flyer miles.
Yes.
All right, there we are in the cockpit of the 199. Travis Pastrana picking up that Power Plus sponsorship, the Vermont Sports Car team, as Pastrana gets the win. And as you said, talking strategy here, he'd like to be not going against Connor Martell, and that would lock it in. So take a look at the beautiful backdrop. That is the Glen Helen Raceway backdrop. Pastrana gets the victory. Kevin Erickson, Connor Martell, and Ollie Bennett.
Form Guide Round 4, Glen Helen. Last time out, this guy, Travis Pastrana, gave his amazing State of the Nation speech and then went on to take the win at ERX on Sunday. But
really simple. My teammate and I have qualified 1-2, which means we don't go against each other until the final, which means no one else except for Vermont Sports Car get the maximum amount of points from the battle brackets. And then you know what we got to do? We got to execute on race day on Sunday, go out there, win our heats, start front row, and win the main event. I mean, I'm not asking for everything. I'm just asking for perfection.
these guys are the form guys, DRRJC. An amazing job last time to repair Backwood and McConnell's cars after 2 huge crashes. They got a P3 and a P4. But all the rewards have been going the way of this man. Twice top qualifier, never lower than second this season. Robin Larson leads the championship and everyone is chasing him.
Like I said many times, it's the first time driving in a spec car that's the same for everybody. It's a nice feeling to be in the top. It's hard to not go to the final when we are not that many cars, but just to do the work and try to analyze as much as we can and see where we can pick up speed and where we lose and where we gain. So we will do everything we can, but like we said, it's a lot of races left, but it's a good spot right now.
This is an American racing in America. Connor Martell was doing really well at ERX. He got a puncture. He just needs a change of luck. He's had rotten luck all season.
Yeah, I mean, Travis did amazing last weekend, and we were really fast as well, and unfortunately we got a flat in the final, and I think here at Glen Helen I was really good here last year in the lights car, so I'm looking to keep that momentum going forward and hopefully get a 1-2 for the team this weekend.
We are back at it like a track addict. That's right. We are back with some more of what we call the battle seeding heats. Now, we just talked and we saw our first heat, and now basically this is where they're going to land, who they're going to go against, the backdrop, the infamous Talladega turn here at Glen Helen. On that front row, Andreas Backerud, the rude dude, Snackaroo, Backerud. Fraser McConnell representing Jamaica on that back row. Ollie Erickson, and our points leader, Robin Larson, in that DRRJC RX Cartel vehicle.
So Fraser McConnell was just 0.3 of a second slower than Travis Pastrana earlier on in timed practice. If he wins this, then he'll sit on the opposite side of the battle bracket and won't meet Travis until the final race. So he's got to beat Backerud though. We know Backerud will try and go around the outside, wait for the nitro lights to go out. We'll go green.
Send it. That's what the sign says, and that's what they're doing. Everybody's like electric. I love it because you hear the gravel, man. And look, looks like a tidy start. Again, they're not going to win here. This is all about advancement, right? Tomorrow is game day, but today it's all about battle brackets, where they land, who's got the advantage. Get to know the course. Get familiar with it.
Yeah, Larson's going to go Joker here, I'm almost sure, and he does because he's in behind Backerud. You're never going to want to try and pass your own teammate. You'd have to do it aggressively and cost each other time. So, points leader Robin Larson, Joker on the first lap. This is going to give us an indicator of whether or not you can close that gap down now. So Backerud might well respond immediately, Jared, and go to cover him off, but three very quick drivers out front now.
Did you see Fraser McConnell huck that thing in? That front left,
that's what I mean.
He just pivoted on that. I mean, he is giving it the beans, as they say, right?
Yeah, they are leaning on those Yokohama tyres really hard. Good to see how late they can brake and how hard they can pitch them in. A little bit drier on this run, remember, than the first one. They just watered the track when they were out, but we're not comparing lap times to that first section, so it doesn't matter. Runs the car out all up and over. So watch for Backerud now, see if he responds to the Joker from Larson or not. He doesn't, he stays out. So Backerud staying out and Erickson stays out as well in P3 over that A-Shock gap jump. Look at that camera, fantastic.
Yeah, looks great. Again, hitting that A-Shock energy jump. The only one that has hit the Yokohama Tire Joker lap is Robin Larson. You can see that denoted by the diamond next to his name. I mean, just look at the attitude of Fraser McConnell. You're talking about just nipping at Travis Pastrana's heels on time-wise, but just looking tidy, looking aggressive. I think he gained a lot of confidence even after the flip, in Minnesota. He came back, he fought tooth and nail.
Yeah, both him and Backerud did well, didn't they? Really, to get a P3 and a P4, and I think DRRJ seems to have done the work on the cars overnight, Jared. That's one of the stories of the season. Remember, these guys are supported by some of the best mechanics and technicians in the business, and they have to work right through the night to get it done. Erickson goes Joker in the background. So Ollie Erickson's gone Joker now. Watch for him and Larson. Larson coming up to the gap jump.
Gonna get close, and
the leaders in the background. Where's that merge? Watch for Larson coming in. He's got him, so he doesn't get there. Erickson doesn't get there.
All right, so Robin Larson gains that 3 position, but it's all about McConnell and Backerud. Like we said, going on the roofs, going end over end in Minnesota. But here, Glen Helen, the forecast is going to be dusty and gravelly. That's what it's going to be here. But just slightly dusty. Here we go. The white flag is out. Fraser McConnell still leading the pack. Both McConnell and Backerud have to take that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. I think Frad's going to hold on to it. He's going to need to keep it tidy, though, as he goes into the Joker.
So they both go in this time, 7.4 seconds of gap. Larson took 2/10 off them on this last lap. They're going to come round. I think they'll both get through. Larson's close. Oh no, maybe not. Larson might get Backerud over the gap now. Going to come down the inside line.
Wow, look at that.
Backerud just holds on. Larson was almost there. I thought at 1.4 back, Jared, he might not be at 0.3 of a second, and it was enough.
All right, so Backerud holds on to that number 3 position over his DRRJC RX Cartel teammate, and they're coming up on this checkered flag, coming to Big P, who's waving that flag. Just even the flag waving is beautiful. Here we go, Fraser McConnell, A-Shock Energy vehicle from Jamaica. Looks like he gets the victory, so TP and him get the victory, and like you said, they won't potentially meet until that final battle. That's the furthest away that you could actually get. So Fraser McConnell gets the victory over Snackaroo. That dude, conveniently it's Halloween, so a bunch of little candies out, so find him wherever the candy dish is at. And then you see Robin Larson, our points leader. Is he on pace? I mean, he sits 3rd, and Ollie Erickson, who probably has one of the most seat times next to his brother Kevin Erickson. But what are your thoughts?
It's tight on lap times, Jared, but it is Fraser McConnell who takes their second battle bracket seeding race from Backerud, Larson, Ollie Erickson. Look, 3.1 seconds covering them. I think it's going to be a tight battle this weekend on a brilliant track.
Welcome to Glen Helen Raceway. I'm Travis Pastrana, and this is Nitro Rallycross. Glen Helen, known for its motocross, one of the moto capitals of the world. But right over here, we have a Nitro Rallycross track, custom built and tailored from the off-road truck track. We even have bigger jumps for the cars than the trucks. This pavement start is wild because even as narrow as it is, you come around this first turn and it is no break, wide open. You see Street Bike Tommy enjoying the speeds. Really big tabletop, coming into another big tabletop that we added right here into a left-hand corner. Now this one is where everyone has been flipping, everyone has been cartwheeling and hitting into that outside wall, into a Talladega banked left berm going up here. It's a question if you go high and get more speed or stay low and get the run at this big jump. The over-under, first really big over-under that we've had this year, coming into pretty much a hairpin right. A lot of the drivers are going to be driving it. I like to just pitch it in completely sideways, come up over a roller here, and then this is a tabletop you have to brake for if you want to make that inside. Really difficult to stay low and on the inside, but we found that the drivers that do not take that jump too fast tend to come out a little bit ahead. Jump, we added a little bit of more lip on that one this year, and then coming over a single into this final corner. This is a corner that you need to set up extremely wide if you want to have a good exit, but if you want to block that line coming onto the final straightaway, you're going to need to be inside. Big tabletop and ending with another tabletop to the finish. That is your Nitro Rallycross Hot Lap with myself and the Power Plus Vermont Sports Car and Street Bike Tommy. Probably one of the least technical tracks, but loads of jumps, great passing, great racing. It is going to be an epic day here in Glen Helen.
Well, here we go. We are about to see our side-by-side. This is our semifinals. We see 8 side-by-sides. Notable names out here in the mix. Brian Deegan, we got him out here. Greg Michaud. We got Robin Shute, multiple-time Pikes Peak champion. Travis Pastrana doing double duty here this weekend. Group E and side-by-sides. Then we got Supercross racer Jeff Matasevich. I'm going to butcher that. Then you got Leticia Buffani, a legendary pro skateboarder. So she's gone from urethane to Yokohama tires. Ben Mayer, 13 years old, and on that back row, Leah Block. Yeah, you know the last name, you know him, you love him. Ken Block, this is his daughter. Her notoriety has grown. Leah Block versus the world. She's driving the Unicorn. She's doing karting. She's doing rally racing. She's doing it all. Leticia Buffani, not much seat time. I said between Minnesota and here, how much? She says, I partnered with the Imputias down in Baja. Got a little bit of seat time, but not a lot. She really wants to prove herself. She drove here from her home. She lives here in Southern California.
She had her first roll, remember, yesterday during practice. Ended up upside down. It was a soft roll, and it's a kind of a moment for a driver which is cool. That's Matasevich, Jeff, the chicken Matasevich. I was talking to Travis about him last night. Legendary Supercross rider. So there'll be a lot of people here at Glen Helen, of course, who are very familiar with Jeff Matasevich. What can he do in a side-by-side? It's going to be interesting to see.
I mean, look at this. I mean, from Deegan to Matasevich, Pastrana, 2 wheels, 4 wheels, Pikes Peak Hill Climb, 13 years old. We're getting ready to send it. That's what the card says. We are 13 seconds away, and again, there's the 10-second clock. Here we go. Here at Glen Helen, our first side-by-side race. You're talking about Leah Block. She was a little bit nervous. She's saying, you know, sometimes it's wet, sometimes it's dry. It's all over the place. And talking about the Imputias again, as Leticia Buffani went out there. Here we go. What do we get? Who's going to get off the start? Are we going to see? Oh, already out of the gate. We saw some clean racing earlier with our Group E, but right now, 4 laps. We're already seeing some aggressive driving.
Deegan on the inside of Michaud on the way to turn 2. Michaud's going to have to go around the outside. Who wants to hang on there? Deegan did well to come around the outside in turn 1, Jared. They only used that inside first turn just off the start to rejoin. Michaud lights it up straight into the Joker. Interesting decision because he's going to come out further back in the pack. That might cost him some time, but he felt he had to do it.
And keep in mind that the side-by-sides and NRX Next do not hit the gap jump. There we go. So, Brian Deegan, you see Michaud hitting that Yokohama tire Joker lap. So Michaud and Leticia both taking that Joker lap. Now, where's Leticia? She is way back there. She drops back quite a bit. She's in the back of the pack.
She's gone Joker as well. So Leticia went Joker from the back of the pack. She'll have a bit of free air now, try and make up some time. This is Pastrana up behind Michaud. Now remember, they had a brilliant battle right down to the finish line at NRX. Michaud ended up on 2 wheels, then lost a place on the run to the line. Just what's at stake here is the top 2 go straight through to the front row of the final, and that is really important to be up on that front row.
Look at the trio up front. Deegan, Pastrana, and Shute. Pastrana just eclipses it fastest fastest lap right there. Pastrana hitting a 52.1, just barely edging out Brian Deegan, but Deegan is the guy to beat.
Pastrana coming in hot there into turn 2, Jared. He was really leaning on that side-by-side. Look how wide he is, runs it over the white line. Now he's looking to come in tight and gain a bit of time on Deegan on the exit. Deegan, though, is a real pro in these machines.
Yep.
I love the fact Travis hasn't gone Joker, partly because he doesn't want to get back in traffic, but also because he loves a race, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's look at Minnesota. You know, Pastrana put the bet out there. Hey, 13-year-old Ben Mayer, bet you can't be faster than me and Deegan. Guess what? Ben Mayer's $1,000 richer.
Yeah, because said to him last night. He goes, no more bets.
No more bets. Oh, and for Pastrana to say no more bets, that is saying a lot. Brian Deegan now gets the fastest lap, 51.3. Look at how aggressive Deegan is driving. And Pastrana potentially has a lot more of an advantage because he's getting a lot of track time with that Group E.
Something I've just spotted, Jared Michaud is already within 3.5 seconds of the top 2. Joker on lap 1. I thought it might end up in traffic. Michaud has absolutely killed it. In P3 on the road, having Jokered. Okay, most of the other guys. Yeah, okay, so look, Leah Block and Ben Meyer have gone as well. But Michaud 3.5 back, easy, going to overlap those front 2 cars when they go Joker.
All right, so Leah Block now taking that Yokohama Tire Joker lap 3 of 4. And Deegan still up front. So our 2 leaders, Deegan and Pastrana, just 1 second behind. Let's see. Again, they're going to take this Joker lap as the white flag should be out. And there it is. It is waved. As look at that.
Big P, you can see him just behind the graphics.
That's Mika Block.
Oh, really?
That's Ken's
so
son.
Big P's letting Mika take over.
Yeah. So,
skills.
So letting another Block, not out here on track, but also in the crow's nest. So Pastrana, he looks like Deegan's got the clean air. He's getting that fast lap. Look at it, 50.9.
Michaud's going to get them both, though, Jared. Should easily get past both of them.
No, he's not.
So okay.
But look at the momentum by Michaud.
The delta's different, of course, because they're not using the gap jump.
Exactly.
So the delta's different. Oh, Michaud now all over the back of Pastrana as they run down. Michaud going to go high. Watch for him to come down low on the exit. Pastrana's got that covered. They'll run Michaud out wide, straightens up early. Can't get enough traction. Good effort. So my bad, yeah, the delta with the Group E cars is about 6 seconds. It looks like for NRX Next and side by side, it's only going to be a couple. And look at him trying to tee him up again, Jared.
No, Pastrana, he's throwing his elbows out, but guess what? Out front, Brian Deegan's going to win this semifinal. Great job by Brian Deegan. Pastrana just held his position. That just goes to show you how critical every corner is. That was just 4 laps, but Brian Deegan, our winner here, Travis Pastrana, and then Michaud in 3rd place.
So I reckon the delta's probably between 3 and 4 seconds for these guys.
That's where he was at.
Yeah, because we would easily have got past them in Group E. There's more like 6 for them, but of course their lap is so much faster with the gap jump.
So yeah, Micah Block waving the checkered flag there for Brian Deegan getting the win. Travis Pastrana sitting in 2nd. Michaud, hey, shout out to Robin Shute. He didn't end up on his roof and do a triple flip, but Robin Shute, the Pikes Peak multiple winner, Ben Mayer, Matasevich there, the Chicken, Leah Block, and Leticia Buffoni. It's a beautiful day here at Glen Helen. You know what? I'm going to throw my shades on. It's just a beautiful day. I got the spooky callers here, lurking class. Andrew Coley, man, super excited to see what's going to unfold here. You know, last year, do you remember how violent the wind was?
Oh, dude, like, it's the most beautiful day today. Literally this tent behind us, they were like, you can't go up to announcing because it's gale force winds and we think you might die. One of the porta potties got blown over. There was nobody in it.
I was in
that
it
was
too.
Overnight.
It was terrible. It was a terrible day. And we're seeing the Group E cars getting prepped here. Which one of those Ericksons is that? Yeah, both the Ericksons out here, which is really great. We missed Kevin earlier this season, but he came back in Minnesota. We got Ollie and Kevin Erickson, the Olsbergs. Kevin has more seat time than anybody in these Group E vehicles. You know, his father and the Olsbergs team, they developed this car.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
You know, he's got a lot of seat time.
And then I think that was why they expect. This is Ollie. Kevin's in the background with the orange decals.
There you go.
So Ollie's got the red decals. And here we go. So we got a bit of FMX going for you as well. Woo! This venue, of course, very familiar to two-wheel motorsport.
That's right.
The famous Glen Helen sign. I think it's as famous as the Hollywood sign if you're a motorsport fan. The big Glen Helen letters up on the hills.
The Talladega turn and the gel blasters. Have you shot those gel blasters yet?
No, I've got one here. I'm going to shoot
you with it. We got the Starfire XL. The glow. Yeah, I'm going to shoot you, man. We're going to shoot each other. It's going to be an old standoff here.
Yeah.
All right, Group E is coming down the pipe, but right now it's NRX Next. Break down these vehicles for those fans that don't know what NRX Next next.
So these are all-wheel drive. They've got a sequential gearbox in them. These are a normally aspirated 2.4 litre 4-cylinder engine. That's actually made by Mountune. They have about, let's say, 300-ish horsepower. So they're kind of half what the old supercars were. They're actually not full size. They're about 2/3 to 3/4 the size of the Ford Fiesta, which is what they're based on in terms of the way the body shell looks. But it's a space frame chassis underneath. They're all the same. So they all run the same dampers. Everything's the same. You can change the settings, but it's all about momentum, keeping your speed up, and it's a great place to learn all-wheel drive racing.
And keep in mind that the Next and the side-by-sides do not hit that A-shot gap jump.
Correct.
They do have their Yokohama Joker lap, but we are moments away from seeing NRX Next in our grid of semifinals. We have 5 vehicles here. We're going to see all 5 in the mix, and as they are getting prepped, you see the Reinbold driver there getting prepped.
Lane Michaela is in the DRR car. I could chat with him yesterday. He was saying, Jared, he's really been beating himself up and taking it too seriously. He said he just felt I was kind of trying to be a professional driver and just not chilled enough. And he's really desperate to enjoy it. He says, I know I've got the pace. I've just got to relax and enjoy it. Let's see if Lane can do that here today.
Here we are. We got Casper Janssen, who is the guy to beat. Can he do it again here this weekend? George McGinnis, he is that Team Yellow Oldsburg's, the Yellow Squad, excuse me. Jimmy Henderson on the second row next to Lane Michaela, as you said. And finally, Eric Gordon in the back 40 Motorsports vehicle in the back with that number 99. There he is, a newcomer, Eric Gordon, and we are getting ready to go and getting ready to send it here. Group E NRX Next Semifinals. We talk about the horsepower. We talk about this is momentum driving. The most jumps we're going to see this season. It's about attrition, keeping the car together. Here we go, off the start line. We'll see if they get into a tussle. Go for it. It's a doubleheader weekend for both the Next vehicles and the side-by-sides. Coming here past the announcer's booth. And it looks like McGinnis gets jumped there by Casper Janssen.
Yeah, Janssen was on the outside, Jared. We've seen it again. We saw this last year with supercars. If you can hold on all the way around the outside, you have the inside line for the next corner. McGinnis sticks it up the inside, forces Casper Janssen wide. So Casper's going to have to go Joker, but he's lost an absolute ton of time there. He didn't realise McGinnis was underneath him.
That was a good race line by McGinnis.
I think so.
He is a very aggressive driver. It has backfired him in the past. He has been penalized. We saw it most recently even in Minnesota.
Yeah, although I felt Minnesota, Jared, he made better decisions. It's hard when you're under pressure. Remember, he's only 17 years old. You're under pressure and yet you're trying to make the right decisions. You want to win. I want to prove how fast I am. Sometimes the gap's not there, but for me, nothing in the first corner there. He was up the inside and Janssen didn't see him and turned in, so we'll see. The stewards might well investigate it, but at the minute, McGinnis leads as we see in the background. I think it's
Michaela and Henderson.
All
right, so Eric Gordon there fourth. There's not enough track here for Casper Janssen to make it up.
Janssen's behind Eric Gordon. Look in the background, Jared. You can see Eric Gordon is in front of Casper Janssen, and that's going to cost Casper just a little bit more time.
Yeah, just absolutely insult to injury here with NRX Next. So McGinnis looks like he's got the fastest lap so far, 54.3 seconds. So he's got the clean air and he's got the fastest lap, and he's got the aggressive driving, man. He is just elbows out, and look at, there's so much distance between him and Lane Michaela.
Yeah, Henderson trying to make a pass on Michaela. Henderson now on the inside. Michaela runs a bit wide, but he's going to get the more exit speed there to hold on. Tidy 8.6 lead for McGinnis over Janssen, who we thought was his biggest threat. Janssen has in the background from the announcing booth, we can see he's just got past Eric Gordon, so he's been released, but way too late, Jared, in a 4-lap race. If I were McGinnis, I might be tempted to joke now just to know it's done, but then he's going to come out behind these guys. He'll wait for the last lap.
We talked about the Delta, which the Delta, just as far as everything goes, it's cool.
He stayed on the normal laps. So actually, earlier on, his brother Robert McGinnis was up here. Robert, of course, races in single seaters over here in the States, and I said, are you spotting for him? He had the headset on, and Eric Farren was here, who's the spotter and team manager for Yellow Squad. He goes, no, he said, I don't like to be alone up here. So he said, normally I have Susan Hansen here prodding me, mate, do the joke, he said. So now Robert was there. I'm just here checking Eric's radio's working. So it was quite cool. Nice to see his brother here taking an interest in it.
A wide swing there by excuse me,
I think it was Henderson, maybe, or
Michaela.
Was it Michaela? Yes, it was.
Yeah. And look at McGinnis. Just the white flag is out. Like with a gap like that, I like to call it not the last lap flag, but the mercy flag. McGinnis is showing some really good dominance here against the rest of the field.
We give in, yeah. So now he goes Joker. So let's watch McGinnis through this Joker lap out towards the outside. He'll swing in those huge tractor tyres. If you remember, I think it was Kevin Erickson that hit one at ERX and said they don't move, so you don't clip a tractor tyre. Oh, up the inside. Henderson making the pass on Michaela. Michaela runs wide. Casper Janssen gets through as well, but McGinnis is already well out in front. Look across to the right-hand side. We ride on board now with Justin Smash on the drone.
Yeah,
it is McGinnis who leads on the final lap, miles in front. Janssen's done well here. He might get back up to P2, has a little look at Henderson, but ends up running a bit deep. Last corner, George McGinnis going to bring the yellow squad machine home. And that's going to put him through, Jared. So one car goes through from the semi-final. All the others will race for position. Here comes George McGinnis now. Checkered flags out, and he wins the semi-final for NRX Next. Casper Janssen in the background trying to get past. Can't quite get there.
All that ground. Look at that. Man, he went from back of the pack up to almost second place. Shows you just his racing acumen. Well done there by Casper Janssen. He is the guy to beat.
Good drive by Jimmy Henderson in P2. Jimmy's not someone I'm familiar with. New driver to NRX Next. So we'll see what we can find out about him. But he's in the second back 40 motorsport machine. That's actually the car that was used last time out by Tommy Howman. So Tommy used that car. Eric Gordon was telling me how nervous he was because Tommy was using that car. He said, I just wanted it to be reliable. And of course, he went on to win the European Championship over here, which finished in Minnesota.
And there we are. George McGinnis gets the win. As you say, moves on for victory. Jimmy Henderson, Casper Janssen, Lane Michaela, and Eric Gordon. All right, so some great racing there to kick things off. Just one vehicle moving on. And again, George McGinnis, I don't think that'll get reversed, do you?
No, I don't, to be honest. Timing screen, is that from this race or the previous one?
Seems like it's
this
good.
race, yeah, no further action. So, yeah, basically they're happy, we're happy, it's all good.
Let's take a look at the action. It started out pretty clean, but quickly we saw Casper Janssen and George McGinnis get into it. That's what we're talking about. Was that going to get reversed?
Yeah, so this was up on the run-up. That's the first corner, which they only use off the start. Right. Now they come up to what's turn 2 off the start, turn 1 on a normal lap. Down at the bottom, look, McGinnis is up the inside. Woo! For me, he's got plenty of room.
A tighter line.
Yeah, and you can see Casper lost a ton of time. Casper Janssen's lap times, let me see, he was in the 52s at one point. Yeah, he did the fastest lap of the race by a second. So Janssen's lap 3 was an absolute banger, but unfortunately a banger of the other kind in turn 2.
Banger of the fiberglass.
But it wasn't gonna happen. So,
all right. So from that point, it was all McGinnis. But I'll tell you what, shout out to Casper Janssen. He is the guy to beat. But McGinnis comes out on top. Getting the band back together here at Glen Helen, talking about NRX Next. And some awesome racing here, just warming things up throughout the day from side-by-sides to NRX Next. Jared Deenda, Andrew Coley, Mr. Mega, Mr. Send It, I guess. I
think so. That's fine,
Mega Send It. There we go.
He's got his Halloween shirt on. I hope you noticed that.
Creepy. Keep it creepy.
Making an effort.
Keep it creepy.
I had a full Teen Wolf outfit, but I was embargoed from wearing it. Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get weird. I mean, again, I know one gentleman that's definitely getting weird. That's Street Bike Tommy. He's definitely getting weird down there. All right, so as we are getting the track prepped, a little maid service. I like how minimal dust there is. The wind just a little bit, but thanks for joining us out here at Nitro Rallycross here at Glen Helen Raceway. Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by A-Shock. A-Shock, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation. Guaranteed rate, now more than ever, you need the best. And Yokohama Tire. Yokohama Tire, make every drive a performance.
Well, obviously we were in conversation with Connor Martell and the team earlier. They were thrashing and dashing to get this car fixed up, and the good news is we're fixed, Connor. How confident are you in it right now?
I'm very confident. We went out and did the heat race for the battle bracket qualifying, and the car felt great. You know, everyone's so close. I think in both heats, everybody finished where they started. You know, it's a very difficult track to get around people in these big cars and how fast they are. So, yeah, we need to go out here and just, you know, have a good, consistent beginning of the weekend. I feel like every race we've struggled with the beginning, and then we get stronger towards the end. So, yeah, I've got Backer to go up against right now. You know, we were quicker than him last weekend. He out-qualified us by 1 position today, but I think we have a really good car, and if I can get ahead of him, you know, no joker. So it's head-to-head. I got to bump him.
These battles are head-to-head today. Obviously, we know it's qualifying, but at a track like this, you said it's difficult to get around. So why is it so critical today to show up?
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting out front, you're most likely going to stay there unless you have some big mistake. Everyone is so close in times that we just need to be really consistent, have a good beginning of the weekend, and start front in the final, in the heats, in the semis, whatever it is. We need to definitely be starting up front.
And his teammate here, Travis Pastrana, is a car that is getting ready to go out. And as you can see on Connor's behind him, Travis is about gearing up, and Travis said, you know what, there's no drama yet. It's still a long time ahead. We still got a lot of racing to go, but nothing happening yet. He said the last time out, it didn't get as watered, so what they have found is that it's much faster when it's dry, but there is a happy medium in this track. He said when it's wet, it is so slick. When it's dry, it's dusty, and that is why it is so important to show up and do well today, because if you don't, you can't get around, well, it's going to be a tough weekend.
Beautiful day in California.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. It's going to be the same.
It's great. We're in full.
I feel like you're a California dude.
Well, I'd like it.
Yeah?
Other than the traffic. I wasn't mad about the traffic, I have to say.
Well, again, you're a California dude, but let's bring in a Maryland boy who is having so much fun here. Let's throw it down to our boy, Street Bike Tommy.
We are now at the most fun stop of all the rallycrosses so far. I actually have a real tailgate. Come in and check it out. We got Smeared Off inside. We got face painting for the kids. We got extra large Jenga, whatever you call that. It's custom. It's got my logos on it. You got foosball for the kids and family. You got cornhole over here. You got Connect 4 over there. And guess what? I'm going to be cooking all these delicious meats from Icon Meats. Well, not those. We're gonna get rid of these. They're not very FDA friendly. But I have bison. I have elk. I have all things that are good. Come on by, cause it's free, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the rat.
The rat spider combo.
Yeah, that doesn't look very appetizing. But Tommy always having a good time. He's joined us throughout the season. You know, kicking things off in UK, your home country, to Sweden, man. And of course there in Minnesota. It seems like he's leveled up. You know, Tommy's tailgate. He had a cardboard sign and a charcoal.
He was he was penny farthing Thomas back in the UK, wasn't he? If you remember, we had him full English.
No, $2 Tommy, baby. You are on American soil. We created this declaration of, you know, victory, and it came to fruition thanks to Travis Pastrana. Talking about all our previous rounds of competition. We kicked things off in UK. Here we are, you know, at Glen Helen, this famed track. So let's take a look back at how the season's unfolded so far.
The first 2 events of the global tour saw Nitro go to the old continent. The technical tracks of Linden Hill and Stragnes proved a good fit for the Scandinavians. But the full Nitro experience was yet to come, and the Americans were ready to take over.
We will not go out without a fight. We will prevail.
Day 1 started in an unfortunate way. During practice, Backroot and McConnell had massive crashes, seconds and inches away from each other, but they both escaped unscathed. After a comfortable win over Bennett, Pastrana overjumped and hit the wall, gifting a final spot to Kevin Erickson. Elsewhere, F1 champ Jensen Button got a rough introduction to Rallycross.
If there's an arm wrestling match, he just broke his wrist.
After outlasting Ollie Erickson,
Erickson's using up all his lives.
Larson faced his older brother in the final.
Holy cow.
Look at the roost going up over the front. Larson up the inside of Kevin.
Look at this, he's going for it. Look at Robin Larson gets the pass. He gets aggressive and he gets the win.
Brilliant.
That was sick.
In Heat 1, Pastrana took the lead early, but Kevin Erickson was on his tail constantly. In the back, Martell's eagerness to win was almost catastrophic.
Oh no! Oh, I thought he was going to go over, Jared. That was so close.
In the dying moments of the race, Kevin pushed to pass Pastrana at the Joker merger.
Oh, Kevin Erickson rolls! Erickson rolls down the back, came out, clipped the exit of the Joker. Pastrana wins and goes straight through to the final.
He chose all the other Erickson brother roll as well,
Clip the back around, Ollie Erickson.
allowing Larson to cruise to the final. In the first semifinal, Fraser McConnell was untouchable, so Ollie and Carlson had to battle it out for the second spot.
Okay, look at this.
Erickson gets P2.
In semifinal 2, Martell and Backroot put on a show to earn their final spots.
Over the big jump.
See if Connor Martell can dive in on Andreas.
He's done it, so Martell gets inside.
In the LCQ, Carlson and Bennett reached their first Nitro Final.
He is just throwing the blocks up in the air. Well done by Carlson.
Now, despite not reaching the final, Button displayed a much improved pace, so don't count him out yet.
And here it is. Our Group E final is set, and we are about to send it. That's right, NRX.
Pastrana jumps super long, takes the lead immediately. We said he'd risk it.
Throwing caution to the wind, Pastrana left a huge gap between himself and the rest of the pack. Not even a game Larson can match the American's pace.
The 199, he made a big statement. Our first round here in America, he throws up the fist, and there he goes. Travis Pastrana gets the win.
Will Pastrana manage to keep the momentum going? We shall see at Glen Helen Raceway.
Fraser McConnell is firing it up here as he's backing out to go to the grid. He's going up against Oliver Bennett and knows what he is up against, but he does say he feels extremely comfortable. He said this track is an equalizer. It is the same for everyone. It's tricky, it's dusty, it can also be slick, but for this man right here, he said the good news is he definitely prefers to be running out in dirt, and that is because this track is 100% dirt. It has 7 jumps, and he said the first time he went in a jump, that was last year. He said now he feels extremely confident on these jumps, especially that gap jump. He is willing to take it and do what he needs to be done.
Here we go then, time for our battle brackets. This is the ladder, and we are missing round 1 of the ladder, unfortunately, because Jensen Button is not taking part this weekend. So the team and Jensen took a joint decision yesterday. He needs a bit more time in the FC1X before he hits a gap jump, Jared. That's fair enough. You know, he's still learning Rallycross. I can't wait to see him back in the car. You know, he's still keen.
He's an F1 champ.
Yeah, he wants to do some testing, and that's fair enough. You've got to get a good exit from turn 2 to get enough traction to clear the gap. Jensen was like, you know what? I know what my capabilities are, and I know that I need some more time in the car. Absolutely fair. I admire him for it.
Absolutely. You know, risking it is one thing, but that is an unforgiving A-shock energy jump. That gap is massive.
You have to make it.
Yeah.
You have to make it. It's not a case where I didn't go around the corner like the other guys went around the corner, so you have to make it.
Hopefully we see him in Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely.
So we saw the ladder there, and now here we go with Group E. So these are our battle brackets. Tell us what's at stake here, because today, you know, you're warming up, you're getting to it. What's at stake? What trophy do they get? What sticker do they get?
Well, now they're getting a new trophy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I saw some stuff yesterday.
Is it Tommy's meat?
It's not. Tommy's rat and spider burger. No, it's. I saw it yesterday. Let's see if they present it today. But it'll be exciting if they do. So yeah, it's side by side, mano a mano. They go into these grid positions based on how they got on in the seeding races earlier on today, and basically the winner carries on to the next round. The loser takes no further part.
All right, so first up, we're seeing Travis Pastrana. Travis Pastrana there in that Power Plus number 199. He will be going against Ollie Erickson. Travis Pastrana and Ollie Erickson here on that first bracket battle. All right, so Pastrana's the guy to beat. He got that win in the seeds, but you got to consider Ollie Erickson kind of wants some vengeance. You know, I mean, he's definitely a seasoned driver. You know, would like to see him on the box, but today again, moving on, new trophy. new bragging rights.
There's a few drivers who I think haven't had a fair crack of the whip yet, Jared. Both the Ericksons, they both proved to be very quick and then just lost out. Kevin Erickson last time nearly took the TQ. Robin nicked it off him in the last corner. Ollie's had the punctures and issues in Sweden when he was right up on the pace. Connor Martell is the other one, actually, who just hasn't had a clear race weekend. So we know they've all got the pace. 8 drivers here today, but they are all capable of taking the TQ.
You can hear the heartbeat counting down here, 14, 13 seconds. And again, 2 cars on the track. 1 car will move on. 1 driver, 1 weapon of mass destruction. That is the Group E 1,000 horsepower FC1X, the 199 Travis Pastrana, the most recent victor in Minnesota. Pastrana, Ollie Erickson. Again, the Erickson team and family developing the vehicle. The sign says send it, and here we go. The all-electric. What's really cool about this, again, you just hear those gravel machine guns go off.
Too much wheel spin from Pastrana off the line, Jared. That's the problem with when you've got 800 to 1,000 horsepower available. Oh, he looks up the inside of Ollie on the exit of turn 2.
Oh, we're seeing
straight back up.
contact.
Ollie runs wide, flicks the car sideways. Pastrana going to try and go deep and hold him on the outside line. Now up to the gap jump side by side. Erickson going to have the inside line for turn 3. Wow.
Wow. Already out of the gate, just 1 turn in, and you're seeing contact mid-air. Look at the variety of lines. You see Travis with that wide line. I mean, he is a master of the dirt. He loves the dirt. Remember, last year in Florida, doesn't like the asphalt. You know,
No,
he came down it, but he loves the dirt. He's very comfortable with it, and the dirt is looking good, and it's treated really well.
So we had a great fight last year between Speed and Erickson. Now we're looking at Pastrana and the other Erickson. This track, remember, the Joker is closed now during the battle. So 3 laps,
That's
the winner
right.
goes on. Pastrana desperate to take the TQ because with it comes 8 championship points, and he knows he's got to nick as many off Robin as he can. Pulls a gear there. There's a little paddle on the right hand side, a big paddle on the right hand side of the wheel. He's now up close behind Ollie Erickson. He's got to tidy it up, and he's got to tee him up for a pass somewhere, Jared.
Okay, so here goes Ollie Erickson. Yeah, you can kind of see him calculated. Knowing Travis, he's looking for that spot. He's got a spotter in his ear, which is now playing a massive role, a critical role in Travis's execution of this pass.
Previous lap, Pastrana was quickest in sector 1 and 3. In the middle sector, it was Ollie Erickson. Ollie Erickson's just gone purple in the first sector. Bottom of your screen, that means he's the fastest through that sector overall. Travis, though, in the second sector, he's right there, Jared, but he's got to find a way past, almost side by side, but not quite.
Yeah, so I think Travis is gonna go swing wide and try to dive in on Ollie Erickson. Let's see how it goes down.
We've got Travis's spotter as well, I think, on our feed. So we're listening on Travis's spotter. Not a lot he can tell him other than whether or not he's clear on the inside. There are the spotters. They're just in front of our announcing booth now. Pastrana's right there, Jared, but he's got to get it done on this lap. He was the quickest guy in time practice earlier on. He won his heat battle race, and now he looks like he might go out in round 1 of the battles.
He's looking tidy, but Ollie Erickson is not opening the door. Travis trying to dive in, and no. He was gonna try to make the move, dive and turn, but no, it did not work out for Travis Pastrana.
Gone now, Jared. He's miles back. So Ollie Erickson going to swing into that left-hander just to finish straight to go. As I say that, Pastrana closes him down, but that's just that concertina effect to break it. Pastrana goes out in round 1 of the battle brackets. Ollie Erickson takes the win.
The good thing is Travis is going to join us up here in the commentator booth.
He will hate that.
He hates it. And he spent so much time with us in Sweden. We loved it. We got great insight and obviously a legend. Double thumbs up, but guess what? Thumbs down right now. Travis Pastrana loses early on in our bracket battles. Ollie Erickson, he's stoked. Congratulations to Ollie Erickson and that Olsberg's number 16. Oh, man. So, bummer for Pastrana. He goes out early, but Ollie Erickson's stoked. He defeated the most recent winner there in Minnesota.
Yeah, gutted. I mean, Erickson, I said, didn't we, at the start, the thing is there are no slow drivers out here, so it's going to be, I expect these battles to be close the whole way through. That was lost at the start for me as well, Jared. Travis had a really good crack at getting back past again during the first lap, but there was a lot of wheel spin, just smoked it up. You've got so much torque immediately in an electric car that launching it off the line is just not that easy.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look as we are getting ready for our next Group E bracket battle. All right, right, here we go. Moving on to our next bracket battle. It is the other Vermont sports car vehicle piloted by Connor Martell. Great to see him back out here in practice. He got into a tussle with the wall, and I fought the wall, and the wall won. That's how it happens every time. And then he's going against Andreas Backerud. Snacker literally went to the pits, and somebody was gifting him snacks. I made fun of him earlier, and it is facts. I'll tell you what, the Norwegian driver, Andreas Backerud, he's one to watch, man. I'm telling you, I think he's feeling the flow. He loves it here in California. He loves America. Here we go. Send it. Connor Martell, Andreas Backerud. What kind of wheel spin did we see there? Both kind of similar starts.
Yeah, not as bad as we saw from Pastrana. If Backerud can hold on here, he might do well actually to give it up and try and look up the inside of Martell on the exit of turn 2, which is exactly what he does. He's very, very close, but Martell will try and keep the door shut. Backerud slides up the inside. A little bit of side-by-side contact. Martell has the inside line of the next one. Going to be close over the jump now.
That gets dicey.
Yeah, it does.
When you see that contact, but look at Connor Martell dives in on the inside. Andreas Backerud goes around the outside.
Great move by Backerud. He lost the start, Jared. That's both starts now have been won from the outside line, but he was wise, did exactly what we thought he might do.
Battle.
Gave it up and snuck up the inside into turn 2. I'm surprised Martell didn't cover him off a little bit more. So maybe spotters wouldn't think he'd take a dive from that far back, but he's still very much in this race. You ride on board with the number 21 and on to the rhythm section on the front straight.
I mean, Connor is getting super sendy. Look at that, getting sideways over the hip. Now in that first corner, that's where he got into the wall right there earlier in practice. But you can see them kicking it sideways. And watch how sendy Connor Martell gets. Now coming in and... Okay, so again, keep in mind, the Yokohama Tire Joker lap is closed for the bracket battles. Andreas Backerud kicks it sideways. Little knack-knack over that A-Shock Energy gap.
So close to 0.6 per second again with Martell. He's just going to be trying to find anywhere that he can. Look how high he is. So Backerud slightly more in the middle of the road. Connor can afford to use that high line and try and get a better exit, but all the while Backerud keeps the door shut. Oh, and puts it on the nose. Not as much as he did at ERX.
No. Yeah, that was a
wild.
He did a little pirouette on that front right. Oh, that's a good opportunity there for Martell.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get much better exit speed, but not quite close enough. He's got one more lap to do it, Jared.
Yeah, he's got a strike now, but Andreas Backerud, similar to Ollie Erickson, just not opening the door at all. Look at Connor Martell. Now he takes that wide line, but it's not going to be enough.
He might try
he's got
to the
good
jump.
momentum.
Yeah, goes to the right side. Now he goes up.
Look at how sideways he gets early. Connor Martell, he gets to the side of him. Is he going to get the pass? Really well done there by Martell. And he does get in front of Andreas Backerud. So the American driver gets in front of the Norwegian.
Crowd went nuts for that as well on their feet. Backerud, though, looking for the exit, trying to get inside again. Andreas Backerud for the RX Cartel.
Oh, man, he
gets
goes
back alongside. It's a carbon copy of last year's battle. Oh, around the outside.
Connor
trying to go wide. Gets pushed deep. Now they're going to drag race to the line.
Holy cow, look at this. Connor Martell looks like he goes to the side. And it looks like the cars maybe suffered some damage. Andreas Backerud gets the victory. The back right comes unbeaten. Oh, man. What a great race. And we're just into the second bracket battle. That is the shape of things to come. And just imagine all 8 vehicles out there. That's what I got to say.
He lined him up so. Look at Backerud. He's all fired up because he knows he had to fight.
He's hopped up on sugar. That's what he is. Again, he's eating all those snacks. He's fired up. He's got monster energy running through his veins. I mean, he is feeling it. You know, he got his first tattoo in UK. And congratulations to Andreas Backerud. Man,
this was off the line.
Racing.
Better start by Martell again. Look, up at turn 1. Backerud just sneaks up the inside. Yeah, it's door to door, but it's not harsh. They go side by side, or just 3/4 length over that gap jump. And then later on in the race, Martell had teed him up nicely into the right-hander. Just the moment he got past. No, this is earlier in the race. But we could see it, Jared, didn't we? He's teeing him up on the run to the jump. He just got great traction and then was brave into the hairpin after the landing.
That was great. And you know what? Andreas was getting a little defensive, man. I mean, he was throwing a stiff arm. You know, we're in America. I'm talking American football here. He threw a little stiff arm at him. But, I mean, that was some great racing. Connor, I loved how he teed him up. That was really well done. No real contact, but watch this. See how he slides right in.
This rotation early, Jared. Yeah. The car turned in and did exactly to Backerud what Backerud did to him, put him out in the roost as well. I didn't think Backerud would get him back.
I did not either, but, you know, they went around that one corner. They had two turns left. You saw Andreas kind of get defensive, guarding the line, caused Connor to go off. We saw the debeating. And unfortunately, Connor Martell is knocked out. Andreas Backerud advances on. All right, moving on to our next battle. Here we have Fraser McConnell from Jamaica going against Ollie Bennett from the UK. Fraser McConnell, definitely the guy to beat. He won earlier in his seeding heat. Fraser McConnell, a lot of momentum going end over end in Minnesota. The team getting the car back up and running. So Fraser McConnell, the DRR, doing it for Sal, Uncle Sal, the Sandals A-Shock Energy vehicle. And we are moments away. There we go. Ollie Bennett, Fraser McConnell, very similar launch off the gate. They got traction.
That's a better start, Jared. And look, McConnell gets it from the inside line. Drivers always want the inside line because they believe they'll get the better start. And that time they both got less wheel spin. Good start from McConnell. Now this is advantage McConnell because he was 0.3 of a second off Pastrana in time practice this morning. They both won their battle races, so they have to be the favourites today. Pastrana's gone out. So if Fraser can win this, he could take his first ever top qualifier. Of course, he's got another 2 races to go after this.
Yeah.
But, you know,
why are you counting all the chickens, man? We got a couple chickens here. We got the egg out here on track, the cool runnings. Have you seen? Yes. You saw Fraz. He's got the egg on the back of his helmet, paying homage to his home country. And again, of course, the Jamaican bobsled team. But it's more about dirt sled as a dirt sliding here for Fraser McConnell's mom and dad are always here cheering him on. A great family effort here. But Ollie Bennett with that Excite Energy vehicle.
Bennett's going with him, Jared. You can see on board with McConnell. He was super smooth. Got the car turned in early. Now Bennett's sticking his nose up the inside there, but for me all you're doing is costing a bit of time on the exit. McConnell though gets wild on the exit there as well, so you got to wait until there's a genuine opportunity. Now he's in behind again over the gap jump. They both go over the A-Shock Energy gap. Oh, and he's late on the brakes, having a look up the inside. Ollie Bennett makes the pass almost on Fraser McConnell, gets in his door. McConnell has the inside line with the hairpin up. Fraser will know now that Bennett means business. Fair play to Ollie. Going to try and rotate and get inside again on the exit of this one. Gets in the rear corner. Oh no, he's pushed him round. That's not going to happen. No. That is not going to happen. Fraser gets away first anyway, but 100% the stewards have got in. I'm sorry for Ollie. It was a good effort, but that's you know.
That's no.
No, you can't rotate someone around. Ollie will know. He'll know, Jared. He wanted to give him a little nudge, and then he got a bit too excited and gave him the full push round. Yeah.
I mean, he was already rotating. He stayed in it. The white flag is out, but you know, as far as those go, and we have our race control. We'll see if any further action is taken. But you know what?
It's kind of unnecessary, isn't it? It's gone the way. If it had gone the other way, so now if Ollie was out leading now, look, the hood's up on Ollie's car. He won't. Whereabouts is he? Is he before? He's coming down to the gap, so he won't take the gap. He'll take the alter, and he pulls off. Bennett's pulled off the track.
Yep.
And that is the white flag.
That is that's the mercy. We call it the mercy flag there. So Fraser McConnell even getting in contact there with Ollie Bennett. He will get the victory and advance on. So the egg lives to see another day. So congratulations to Fraser McConnell. He will advance on. The checkered flag is out. The A-Shock Energy Jamaican pilot, Fraser McConnell. That was more British, I apologize.
It was a bit of Irish towards the end, but I liked it, and he was a good effort, Jared.
Yeah, no, that was terrible. Just don't pump my tires, bro. I know when they're flat. All right, let's take a look at it again. Some great racecraft from Ollie Bennett.
That's what I mean.
Was it?
Good step. Go Ollie, fair play. But also Fraser, look, so Fraser had the inside line hit, but watch the exit.
You say fair play until it wasn't fair play.
Now he looks in, look, and now the nudge is fine, but he drives through him.
Yeah.
And that's to be fair, I think Ollie's then lifted on. Does he reverse back onto the track? Ollie's kind of probably hoping that they'll penalise Fraser for going off the track, but Fraser was pushed off, so look, they'll investigate it, I'm sure, but no further action will be necessary. You know, he's gone through. Fraz goes through, Ollie goes out. Shame for Ollie. Good to see him on the pace. But this guy, is he favourite for TQ? I think he is.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Travis is out. He was fastest in his pre-grid. Ollie was definitely a force. I think one to watch here is Kevin Erickson, and Robin Larson doesn't seem to be on pace here.
No, so
he's our points leader. What's going on?
He struggled a little bit this morning in time practice, which is what grids them for the seeding race.
Yeah. He's not on pace.
No.
Sometimes you just know going in, where are you at mentally? How does the vehicle feel? How do you feel in the dirt? Tighter track, this is tighter compared to ERX.
I saw his girlfriend Ella. I said, how's it going? She's like, yeah, good. I said, how's Robin? She goes, he's really grumpy right now. So I was like, okay, cool.
That's honest. And that's to my point, going into a round of competition, mentally where are you at, physically where are you at, how do you and the track, it's man with machine versus the track, and then you got the other racers. So here we are just moments away from seeing Kevin Erickson and Robin Larson.
Here we go then. Erickson versus Larson in this one. Larson will be keen to try and hold on to that championship lead. If he goes out now, of course, I mean, Travis is trying to chase him down. It would be advantage backward in terms of championship. Kevin Erickson did so well in qualifying last time out, but it didn't go his way later in the day, later in the weekend even.
Here we go, Larson and Erickson. Let's see who gets the launch, see if they both, I mean, the only one that really spun the tires was Travis, you know, early on, but that's the only paved portion of this Glen Helen track. Group E battle, quarterfinal 4. It looks like Kevin Erickson actually burns him up quite a bit, but he does get the jump on Larson and just gets sprayed, insult to injury, gets that gravel machine gun right in his face. Here's Kevin Erickson now into the corner. Look at the attitude of Erickson. He looks very clean, very tidy.
Oh, Larson looking up the inside line, up in turn 2, gets almost into the door of Kevin, but he holds on to the lead. Kevin now over the gap jump, Larson close behind.
Kevin Erickson, nice clean jump. Look at that early initiation. You see him get it sideways. Larson with the kind of late entry, for lack of a better term, and now coming into that big banked corner. And like you said, from last year to this year, it seems like they put that little kink in it on that back stretch. So they go over the hip, and you can see how kind of just a small, tiny little chicane to kind of change things up. Larson, he seems to be nipping at the heels of Erickson, but
we know it's possible to pass, Jared. That's the thing. You know, we've seen it so far, so we know it's possible. Kevin will know, Robin will know, but you have got to get the job done. Robin will use more track on the way into the corners. And Kevin maybe try and keep it. Oh, now Kevin kind of, well, I was going to say defensive, but he doesn't. He's just taking a wider, slightly faster line through there. Robin super tight on the inside.
Yeah, really good momentum running here from Kevin Erickson, but not opening the door. No mistakes so far, but Robin Larson just needs to get that 1/10 of a tenth to get him on one of these corners. And we saw Martell get it, and like you said, I didn't think Brackerud was going to get it back, but the de-beating of the tire caused him to lose. So Kevin Erickson out front, you can see just half a second between these gentlemen. Look at purple on either side, so they're both kind of going back and forth. A bit of a boxing match here in this bracket battle. The white flag is out just like that. 3 laps, 2 laps expedited, 1 more to go.
So our championship leader, who's been twice top qualifier this year, he's not been lower than P2 at any race weekend. Robin Larson is in danger here of going out in the first round of the battle brackets. Pastrana's gone out as well, so that would hand the advantage to his teammate Andreas Backrud, but Larson will try everything on this last lap to try and get past Kevin Erickson. Of course, this is a repeat of the final battle from last time out at ERX, which went the way of Larson in the final corner.
I love Larson's driving this year. You know, it being a spec class, it really highlights, you know, racecraft and what everybody's doing and how they're doing it. And Larson just really seems to be showing up in spades, man. Oh, and just airs it out too much. Way too much.
Not going to make
way
it this
too
time.
flicky.
Kevin Erickson's going to take it. Checker flag's out. He goes through, and Larson's gone out.
Yep. So Robin Larson, our points leader, as you said, you know, he's got TQ, he's got top qualifier a couple times, but now unfortunately he is knocked out early, and Kevin Erickson will see Fraser McConnell next in the bracket battles. So we already have our 4 advancing onto the semis. We'll see Ollie Erickson versus Andreas Backrud and Fraser McConnell versus Kevin Erickson in the semifinal battle brackets. All right, so as we wrap up our quarterfinals here, we throw it down to another member of our team. Katie, what's going on down there?
Well, I just having a conversation with Andreas Backrud here, and he said, "Did you see it? Did you see it? It was epic."
You said no. You said no. What's going on here, dude?
I haven't yet.
No, I mean, first of all, I didn't get a great start. Conor Martell came around the outside, and he was leading. I was overtaking him. He overtook me. I overtook him. He overtook me again, and then back on, like for 3 laps. And I mean, that was so hectic. Like sometimes we touch wheels, and it hits the steering wheel out of my hands. So I was like going left, or I was going right. Like I didn't know what was going on there. But it was hard, brutal, but so much fun. So big thank you, Conor. It was epic. Even if I would be second, I think I would have enjoyed that. You know, cars are still in one piece, so I think the fans enjoyed that one.
Fans probably did enjoy that. Car looks pretty good, in fact. And for you, the rest of today, how well does that set you up for a little later and really into tomorrow?
Well, I think I'm in the battle with Oliver Erickson. He beat Travis, so yeah. You know, I have never won the battles out here in Nitro Rallycross, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Sits us in a good position for tomorrow. So, but it's all about that start, nailing that, and try to get the gap, because it's so easy to overtake, or it's actually not. But when you just like go, I don't know.
guys, I'm pretty certain he's just having a whole lot of fun. That's really what this is all about. Am I right?
All right, so you can feel the energy there from Andreas Backerud. He's hyped. He's feeling
Stoked,
flow.
isn't he?
He's so excitable, man. And it's great to just see the variety of drivers, right? Come into Nitro Rallycross Group E next, side-by-sides, the star-studded cast, both on track and off track.
Yeah, well, talking of a star-studded cast as well, we have had some more drivers. There's a lot of drivers taking an interest in FC1X. I mean, I'm interested. Jared's interested. We're unfortunately not top NASCAR drivers, so we're not top of the list. Two guys who are Austin Cindric and Joey Logano have been testing the FC1X, and they've been properly sending it. So take a look at this.
Your brave soul, sit in the passenger seat.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano. I drive the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Mustang NASCAR Cup Series for Team Penske.
It's been a while, so don't judge me.
Yeah, Austin Cindric, driver the number 2 Ford Mustang NASCAR Cup Series for Team Penske. Okay, so I came out here today with Austin Cindric. He asked me if I wanted to come drive a rally car. And how do you say no? Of course I said yes. And you got to come out here and we set up some cones and we had a lot of fun.
This is it. All right. Okay, you tell me where I'm screwing up, okay?
The FC1X in comparison to a NASCAR Cup car is like apples and oranges. They're not even close. The only thing that's the same is they have 4 tires on them. I think outside of that, there's nothing the same. A lot of my early career really started in rallycross, driving 4-wheel drive cars. And I'd certainly love to get back into that kind of stuff.
Don't push the rope up. You'll have a front row seat if I do.
Yeah, one day I'd like to run Nitro Rallycross. You got my number. Give me a call. I fit in the car. I figured that out today. It was cool to really get Joey's impression on.
Sorry. It beeps like an Amazon truck.
See, Joey likes electric vehicles. I think he likes them more after today, though.
Hi.
Yeah, Andreas Backerud just trying to get in here. Robin knows that. There he is, yeah. Robin, you were just saying that, of course, it's difficult when you don't make it on and your teammate does, but he's sitting pretty close to you in points.
Yeah, we're close. Me, Backerud, and Fraser is pretty close, but yeah, we have a good weekend all season long, but going up against Kevin in the battles, in the first battles, is pretty tough. So, but I'm not that disappointed actually. We had a problem with the speed to pick up the speed in the qualification round this morning, and now I really felt that I could push Kevin for the win. But it's hard to pass and do it clean is also hard. I tried it before the gap jump, but yeah, always nice to race Kevin. But this time he was the better driver, and he did a really good start. So from there on, it was just to try to push him into any mistake, and this time he didn't do that. So yeah, we'll see.
As Kevin was kind of telling me before that he was out for some redemption.
Yeah.
Did you feel that little redemption from him here in that battle?
No, because I just look at the points. Now I gotta lose some points compared to my teammates. But yeah, I'm just focused on the driving, and to be able to fight Kevin like that, he's been the pace sitter with Travis all day long. So be able to find that the speed is a lot more important than some small points here and there today. So yeah, good feeling for tomorrow, but we need to start a little bit way back in the field. But yeah, we're here to fight.
Robin Larson, here to fight. I like that. Thank you. So.
Hand me the gun. Hand me the gun, Coley. Have you seen these things?
So I'm just
these
laughing.
gel blaster. Hand me the gun. It's a gel blaster
I'm like,
gun.
wait, Katie's all like, what's going on? Why am I still here? And then Jared's like, hand me the gun. I'm like,
dude, these
what's
things are
going on?
awesome. They have an awesome display.
No.
They sent me some of these guns prior to the event. This is the Starfire XL. These gel blasters. They just gifted you one too, right, buddy?
You're going to get some later.
Dude, these things fire off. You hydrate these gel, and this one's glow in the dark.
Just trying
They're
to
awesome.
figure out how I'm gonna get it home
the
in-
party
in my hand
continues
luggage.
here. We're gonna get some special guests up here, and just throughout the weekend. So definitely excited about that. But we've seen already, you know, with our quarterfinals and our bracket battles, Robin Larson, our points leader, as Katie was kind of, you know, digging into and finding out about that DRR JC RX Cartel pilot, Andreas Backerud moves on. So as we're, you know, having some fun up here with our gel blasters, a gentleman that's not having so much fun already out of the gate, he'll probably join us up here, unfortunately, is Travis Pastrana, and Katie's with him now. Katie, down to you.
We came in today as first, and unfortunately, as someone just asked you how you doing, you said pretty crappy. In your own words?
Yeah, no, I said I'd use more expletives if I could, but no, it just sucks. The Vermont Sports Car Power Plus team, everyone's did such a good job. We qualified P1, went up against Ollie, who's been super quick all weekend, but you know, was technically first against last in the qualifications, and weren't able to get it done. They had, you know, I didn't get the start. Ollie had a great jump, got me on the outside, and I couldn't make a pass. So extremely disappointing. We need all the points to go out in the first round after, you know, qualifying first, winning the heat, and then no points on the day.
Step on my gun, dog. Come on, bro.
You had mentioned to the gentleman who also asked you how you were doing, you kind of then said something along the lines that this track is one that you just don't want to start behind. And why is it?
No, this is the best passing track in the world. It's great. The problem is I was the first heat, so it was all watered. So one line came in quicker than the others, and everything else was kind of mud. So it just excuses. Everyone has one that loses, but no, it's just made it really difficult to try to make a pass anywhere. So used a couple lines that lost us some time, and just wasn't able to get it done at the end of the day. So really disappointing for the team, disappointing for myself, and this is going to be a track that is tough to go from the third row tomorrow up to the front. So we'll keep trying. Connor had a great run too. The car's definitely great. Team's working great. We just can't get through this first day.
And something they have to do is get everything pulled together here.
All right, well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, you could just feel that you know, got to get it together. Travis Pastrana knocked out early on in the quarterfinals of our bracket battle. So not only is that him being knocked out, but just getting that racecraft, finding the fast line, that's really going to need to come down to it. Join us in the booth, Mr. Brian Deegan. How we doing, bud?
Good, awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Super excited to have you here in the building. You're the guy to beat, man. You won. You won in Minnesota. Was it once or twice?
Once, yeah.
That's right.
Travis won the other one.
Yeah, that's right. So again, this is bragging rights. So
yeah.
What do you think of Glen Helen? What do you make of this track?
It's good to come back. You know, I've been here many years racing off road. You know, this is where my kids grew up racing. Where Haley, you know, started her career. A lot of history here. I know this track layout pretty well. It's changed for the cars. You know, they had to make the jumps a little bit different. The dirt's a little more hard packed. A lot of sliding. So it's good. You know, all-wheel drive in the Can-Ams, and I think it kind of something I'm getting used to because I've been a rear-wheel drive guy for so long.
Yeah.
And it's fun driving that like understeer and rally car style. But anyway, it's
you really got to
commit
commit to the flick.
Commit to the flick, like
right?
And fly it in and time it just right, and the track gets slick the first few laps, then it starts coming in. But you can't give up a bunch of time here because it goes quick. Like the racing goes fast.
Who's kind of your big threat here as far as the side-by-side and what class you're racing in? Who's the big threat?
So the thing is, these Can-Ams are all the same. That's it. That you go out there, they're all the same speed, all the same setups, everything from tire pressure to everything. So it's all about the driver, your starts, and really Travis is always hard to beat. He's getting a lot of laps with the rally cars and everything else. And then we have a few other kids. One of the kids from Canada that's fast. A lot of these other young kids coming up that we're battling with from the boys and the girls. So we got girls in there battling too. Letitia with the skate. Thanks coming over here and shining the light on off-road and rally. That's awesome. So I don't know. I'm just stoked to be back in Cali, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, Matasevic, you know, obviously, you know, the chicken out here racing, which is pretty rad. But Ben Mayer, he's $1,000 richer, notably. Travis bet him in Minnesota. Says $1,000, bro, if you're faster than you and him, and he's $1,000 richer. So Ben Mayer, 13 years old.
Yeah, there's a lot of bets going on, a lot of grudge matches going on in those pits. Something really trying to like just dumb happens there before every race. We're like, say something, hey, 100 push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, money, and a lot of stuff goes down because it's fun. It makes it more interesting. And trust me, you all want to win. I don't care if it's shopping carts, like you want to win. That's the game, right?
Shopping carts. You need to flick shopping carts. Well, shopping carts don't turn unless you flick them.
They have the four-wheel steering.
You need to send them in a bit of a Scandi flick, particularly with IKEA, and then just in and on the throttle, push the trolley the whole way through the corner, Make noises to it, freak shoppers out big time.
Yeah, so you won previously, so you're just chilling out. That's why you're up here. We have the side-by-sides. They're going to go out there in just a little bit. If you were allowed to, would you go and hit the jump in your Can-Am?
Oh, I thought we were. I showed up. I missed practice because I was at home doing stuff, with the kids, trying to get stuff organized, with Hayden down in Florida, Supercross, Haley NASCAR, Hudson. So I got here a little late. I thought we were hitting the jump. I probably would have hit if no one told me.
Let's touch on that, man. I mean, you're out here racing, but your kids are just so busy. You and your wife are constantly going. You're in North Carolina. You're talking about different things. We caught up, kind of off camera in Minnesota. You're a busy dude, but you're such a proud dad.
Yes. Life goes in different chapters, and this chapter is my time to really focus on my kids. I feel like I've been there, done everything I want to do in my career, and now I'm just enjoying watching my kids turn pro in Supercross, pro in NASCAR, and it's just cool. I don't know. I'm just a proud dad, I guess.
Do you get nervous? Were you a nervous competitor, and do you get nervous for them? Do you go through some of those same emotions?
Oh yeah, on the line, I'm a little nervous there, getting ready to take off because you never know what can happen. Anything can happen. But when Haley's going 200 at Talladega, and she's the only girl in the race, and the guys don't want her to beat them, and then they keep hitting her and spinning her sideways, and she's going 200 into the wall. Yes, it makes me nervous.
I can imagine.
And I always scare that phone call, right? As a dad, I'm like, I get that. I always get the chills,
No, there's a lot. And I love that your youngest son, he's into
Hudson,
cooking.
Yeah, he loves cooking
just gonna
and
throw that out
gardening.
there.
I don't know. He's just like I said, every kid's different. He loves moto too. And I'll be honest, spent a lot of time with Haley and Hayden, and now I need to spend that time with Hudson. He's 12 years old. I think he's going to be fine. As far as starting late in the moto scene is what I'm saying. It's a late start, but I think he'll be fine. He loves riding, loves having fun. It's just every kid's different, and I'm just trying to spend more time with him now, so it's good.
What else is keeping you busy outside of this? Outside of being a dad, are you looking to kind of do more racing, side-by-side stuff, Can-Am, or even getting a Group E? Because we saw you, in supercars and different sanction bodies over the years. Are you looking to get back into four-wheel stuff?
Absolutely. People think of me as this freestyle motocross guy, and I grew up racing dirt bikes since I was a little kid. We raced Supercross, won a Supercross, ghost rode my bike over the finish, walked away from the sport, started freestyle motocross. So anyway, people know me for freestyle, but I'm a racer. I love racing. So if I could race anything, let's do it. I'll race rally, I'll race off-road, whatever. That's why I come in here, jump in the Can-Am, put a whooping on the boys, and then the girls, and then
whatever.
But whatever.
Give me the keys, baby. Brian Deegan, that signature smile and laugh. He's ready to shred it. Well, again, just thanks for joining us up here and hanging out this weekend. And again, it's really great to see your kids just really flourish and kind of take that Deegan flag and just put it higher and higher on the box, man. That's cool. And is Haley racing this weekend? What was the big announcement? She just did some other NASCAR.
Xfinity. So she raced for the first time in Xfinity, had a great run at Vegas, highest finishing female in the sports history, got 13th her first race, pretty awesome with the Ford car, and she's trying to race Xfinity next year. I think it'd be great for us, the next step. And it's 2 years in the truck series. I think it's just time to go to Xfinity, but it's another level in sponsor money, and I was just kind of like, we're all the women CEOs, the support for the girl, the best girl in the sport. Anyway, it's all part of the game. I've taught them how to pitch the sponsor game and do the marketing and media. They'll be good.
Yep. All right. Well, let's take a look at some of the best jumps. I mean, this Glen Helen track has so many jumps, as you said, Brian, from the big Talladega turn on 2 wheels to the 4 wheels to trucks, but just our great jumps through the season, Cole.
Yeah, so this one we're looking at Lytton Hills back at round 1. This is Strang-Nas, where we had the step-up jump out the back. That was the first gap jump ever in Europe. It was a small gap. You got to let us Europeans take it easy. We're figuring it out. But there were some big jumps. And Lytton Hills never had a jump before. That was the birthplace of rallycross, the sport, more than 50 years ago. Chris Meeks sending it sideways over that that was the gap into the long sweeping right-hander. I love the jumps. They're bringing a new dimension to rallycross, and we've got the most jumps we've had all season here at Glen Helen. There's a real rhythm to this track, Brian. You're a moto guy, so I think the jumps are maybe easier for you than they are for some of the car guys.
Yeah, I think the jumps are something you want to time, set up, kind of flick the car, but not peel the tire off. There is a game to that, or a strategy strategy. But Glen Helen's known for the jumps, big berms, a lot of roost. You're just eating roost the whole time. It's a good track.
When you see these pictures of the FC1, I know you were out there having it in the side-by-sides, but do you fancy going an FC1X? Like, can we yes?
I'd love to. Yeah. If there's a seat, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yes. Sign me up.
Let's do it.
So hopefully you'll stick around with us for this. This is the last chance qualifier for side-by-side. So Travis Pastrana and Brian Deegan have gone through already.
Yeah, the O'Reilly Auto Parts LCQ. Are we going to see all the vehicles, Coley, just to clarify?
Yeah,
kind of format changes. This is just gridding. This is how we're going to race.
So they'll basically winning this to see you on the second row, P2 see you on the second row, and so on. So yeah, Brian and Travis have got those golden tickets to the front row, which is where you really want to be. But yeah, up for grabs is row 2, and that's a good place to be when it gets busy in turn 1.
Yeah, you can still win it from second row. You can still win it from the third.
Yeah, and we saw that in Next. Are you watching any other classes? Are you watching Group E or Next?
Yeah.
I mean, Casper Janssen, dude, he got him and McGinnis got into it. He went from last all the way, almost got second right there. And that's 4 laps, dude. I mean, that's literally 3 7/8 down, and he came all the way back. All right, there we go. We're going to see Robin shoot on the front row again. Pikes Peak champion. His Wolf vehicles here. We got Greg Michaud. We got George Matasevich, the chicken from the Supercross world. Ben Mayer, only 13 years old. On that back row, you got the females. Leticia Bafani used to shred it on urethane wheels, now changing that for the Yokohama tires. And then finally, Leah Block coming on in. Here we go. Out of the gate, Robin Shute. Let's see if we see some tidy racing here from Michaud on Shute on the front row.
Yeah, Shute didn't get the best start there. He holds on to P2 and he'd been keen to hold on to that. He's having a longer race weekend than last time at ERX, at least, where he had that huge end-over-end shunt. And a bit of progress for him. Remember, Robin hasn't done so much driving on the loose. Pikes Peak was all tarmac since he's been so dominant up there. He hasn't experienced the loose conditions that were there back in the day. Michaud leads, and I think we'd expect him to be favourite in this one. He was so close behind Pastrana and Brian here in the previous race.
How does this track condition settle for you, Brian? You know, is this too wet? Is this too dry? Is it kind of just right? Like you said, it kind of starts to settle.
Yeah, after intermission, you're always going to have a track that's a lot more slick and wet, and it has to be because they have to let it break in, otherwise it'd be too dusty and dry. So it's all conditions. That's what I always tell my kids, like training, it's just another condition you have to be good at, and the best guys shine when it's the most difficult.
There you go. I mean, dealing with it all, right? Just all the different microclimates, because you can see the drier sections, the wetter sections, and like you said, commit to the flick. Who's doing that the most right now? Because it seems like everybody's maybe a little tiptoeing right now, but again, you think of their different race acumen or no race acumen that, you know.
Yeah, the best you can see the leaders trying to stay up in the cushion where the softer dirt is, give a little better traction. Down on the bottom, it's hard pack and slick, even when they do cover it up with soft dirt. But yeah, it's all part of learning the track, really. The races go fast here, they're quick.
Yeah, I mean, only 3 laps here. Not, you know, they do have the Joker lap, not hitting the gap, but Michaud with the fastest lap so far, 53.4. I think I saw you down to maybe 51s. Do you know? I mean, what's your fastest lap? 51.
51.
Just looking from our announcing booth, Leticia Buffoni got into the back of Leah Block on the exit from the Joker lap. Leah went to the Joker quite late, and her dad, Ken Block, is spotting for her. He was saying earlier, I hate this. Lucy Block said to me earlier, she goes, I was like, how's Ken getting on? I said, it's nerve-wracking being a spotter. And he said straight away, we're hiring someone to do this next time.
Been there and done that.
Yeah, right. There's to another dad. And Ken, on that moment, he says, Ken doesn't like anybody talking to his ear. So here he is kind of chattering in Leah's ear. But overall, it's really cool. So Michaud is the guy to beat. He really kind of was up in the mix, challenging Travis for that number 2 spot on that last race. But the O'Reilly Auto Parts LCQ, Michaud looks like he's going to get on that second row. But look at the 67 coming up here and getting on. So Ben Mayer getting on Robin Shute, and it's a real great battle here for second place. Look at that, the 13-year-old throwing some mud on Justin Smasher, FPV pilot.
That's cool. They're giving each other room to race. Usually that turn there, last lap, everyone's going to go to the inside, run into each other. That was respect. That's a road course move.
Yeah, Shute's a smart guy, but he's got the outside line now, looking in the background to see if he can maybe get an undercut on the way through. Michaud takes the checker flag. Shute doesn't quite get enough traction, so Mayer's going to get P2, and they'll be the row 2 drivers. Robin Shute's going to get row 3. That's better than last time, 3 times end over end. You know.
Yeah, I'd rather take the 3rd row as opposed to 3 times flipping.
He did a triple flip flipped and he triple front flipped just before we saw two people do a trick. Actually, we need to talk to you about that. The triple backflip at Nitro World Games. What did you think about that?
Let's just say the double backflip, like the backflip was a big deal, right? That was a big deal just to accomplish that. That retired a lot of guys. And then it went to the double back. I was there that night and I said, I ain't doing that. So that retired me, double backflip. Now it's the triple. I'm like, I was like, are you crazy? Like the triple, that is, I've yet to see it in person. Yeah. But man, that is so cool to see the sport that we started evolve into that.
Yeah. Michaud gets the victory. Mayer, Shoot, Matasevich, Leah Block, and Leticia Buffoni. Talk about that, you know, we got Nitro Circus set up over here. These guys are shredding out here. Just the progression, not only of, you know, obviously Nitro World Games. Dude, the scooter kids were shredding out there. Like, I was talking to some of the staff that was actually at that event in Australia. Fully send, again, the triple, the bag. That's what I like is, you know, you're risking it, but the bags, the resi, you know, some people would call it cheating and, you know, going to dirt, just different evolution.
Deal. And you know what? The sport's already gnarly enough, and it's about the progression, and the crowd doesn't seem to matter, like with the airbag landings, which is fine. If it means safer and the riders get to ride another day and do more shows and you can see the best guys, let's do it. I wish I had it back then.
Exactly. Maybe save some of your bones. So we got a good clean start, and I liked what you said there, Brian, about kind of being respectful. You can't win in the O'Reilly Auto Parts LCQ. Why not save the equipment? You know, with the side-by-side, the tires are exposed. You know, they're essentially open wheels. So you get that Yokohama on Yokohama, you're going to see some action. Also, the critical components are exposed. So I like that. But Michaud just seemed like, again, he was really challenging Travis for that #2 spot earlier on. But, you know, he shows why he, you know, had that clean air out front and kept it tidy. So how is the track going to transform throughout the day? Or is it? I mean, it seems like the maintenance crew is just keeping it really consistent.
Doing a really good job. They know what they're doing here. And I think the first race of the intermission is going to be the most difficult. It will get better as the day continues on. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brian, we'll let you go and get kind of settled for your race. But thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Brian Deegan, absolute legend. 2 wheels, 4 wheels. He says, dude, give me the keys. I'll race anything. So congratulations to him and his family for just having a great racing effort just over the years. So, all right, here we go with NRX Next. And right now we are looking at, what do we got here? The LCQ, the last chance qualifier. So as we are pulling up here, we get a driver joining us who got the victory here. George McGinnis joining us up here. Some great racecraft. One of the most aggressive. I'm just going to call you out, bro. McGinnis, you're risking it out there. You're putting it down. And you and Casper Young got into it. I don't know, did you see, you got into it, but let's talk about real quick the LCQ. Speaking of Casper Janssen, he's on the front row. Jimmy Henderson, Eric Gordon, and Lane Vakela. 15 seconds start. We'll get this thing going, and we'll wrap out with you, McGinnis. So, all right, here we go on that front line. Who's going to get the victory? We're going to see all 5 vehicles, including our gentleman that's joined us here. What do you got, Coley?
Casper's got to be the hot favourite here, Jared. We know that him and George, who's up here in commentary with us, were the hot shoes here, if you like. I was impressed with Henderson. Henderson's got the inside line here, but Janssen looks like he's got a better start. Henderson side by side with him, forces Janssen wide. Eric Gordon gets up the inside in the background of Lane Michaela, but now Janssen sideways over the jump, just about gathers it up, almost takes him out, just holds on. Did a good job there. George McGinnis is hands over his mouth, because this is the guy who drives these cars. George, that was close. He nearly dropped it.
Oh my God, that was crazy. I don't know how he pulled that off. That turn 1 has been so slick all day. That was wild. Honestly, props to Casper for holding on to it. That was amazing.
We thought it was a really good pass, man, and it obviously it wasn't under review. Again, I always say you're definitely notably an aggressive driver. I feel like you've dialed it back. Your racecraft, your whole McGinnis family, you and your brother, both racers. Good pass, man. Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you so much. You know, I've done a lot of research with Kevin on all the mistakes that I've made in the past during the off season, and I've really tried to calm it down a little bit, do it a little bit more cleanly, you know, a little bit more respectful.
Yep.
And it's obviously working out for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just having to.
So the pass earlier on today, Jared touched on it a little bit just a few moments ago.
Which one?
The one you made on Casper in turn 2.
You and Casper.
So did you? I think he hadn't seen you and went to turn in on you. Like, you were super low and he was just a little bit. It was a tidy pass, dude.
Yeah, it was really good, honestly. We looked at the video. So what happened was he went really deep in, really fast, and he actually got a lot of understeer. So that's when the car, you turn the wheel and it just goes straight on. So I saw that and I was like, oh, right here, this is my opportunity. Threw it in first gear, went all the way down low, and then the exit of the corner, I was more than side by side, and he tried to hang her on the outside. That was his decision. A little side check, but nothing untoward. Just great pass in my opinion as well. I'm very proud of myself.
Very proud of myself. That's brilliant. Good for you, George. So George went straight through to the final, which sticks him on pole. And these guys are racing in the LCQ for all the other grid positions. So who don't you want up alongside you in the final, George? You've given the choice.
You know, I don't want to jinx it, but I know Casper's been really quick here last year and today, so I'd prefer to have Jimmy. He's honestly...
Well, Casper's gone sideways, and that is the definition of backing it in. He spun on the way in.
He woke up on the wrong side of the bed, man.
He's going to cost Michaela time. Michaela needs to try and stick it up the inside. I mean, go on, Lane, fair play, because Janssen had spun already. That's good for me. Like, yeah, Lane's going to take that position. Casper looks to pass back up the inside, but that has left Henderson miles out in front, Jared. Great job.
Casper Janssen, fastest lap to the slowest lap. I mean, just absolute insult to injury here, but look at Lane Michaela, the 55, going for it. And Casper gets it back to him. Okay, I think Casper's just tired. I think he's just tired of this. He says, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going to do what I got to do, baby.
Let's see, Lane going for the cutback here, maybe?
Yeah, definitely on the exit. It's a good drive from Lane Michaela. Gets back in the door. And Casper, they end up on the side of the track. Goes off. So it's Henderson's already taken the checker flag. Janssen holds on for P2 with Michaela in third. Yeah, there is no chill. This is the point where you pull alongside and you give somebody hand signals about how pleased
You're number one.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
We got Deegan and Pastrana up here. They're laughing about that. George, was that clean? What I mean,
honestly,
come on.
So it looks like Casper just made a mistake on his own, the Joker, which is very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah.
But you know, mistakes happen to everyone, so it's very unfortunate. But I don't want to say I'm glad that I'm next to Jimmy because it's his first race, but I am a little bit.
All right, hey, it's all about position. So Jimmy Henderson comes out on top, and like you said, he'll be right next to George McGinnis, who's up here in the booth. Casper Janssen, Lane Michaela, and Eric Gordon rounds out those four. Eventually, it'll be 5 in the finals. And again, it's a doubleheader weekend for both NRX Next and Side by Side. This is George McGinnis, this handsome little devil here, trying to get a tattoo in Minnesota, but you're not.
Actually, it's 16 with parental consent here, so I've been bugging Mike a little bit.
I was going to say, hang on a minute, because like, your mum and dad are here. Like,
yeah,
they've said yes.
They agreed in Sweden, and
that's right. Gary and Helen said yes.
Yeah, they said yes. It's going to be a little frog on a skateboard, hopefully.
Yeah.
Did you see this? I saw it sketched up. Misha Dory over in the Dreyer Reinbold JC RX Cartel. Misha, her first time in America. She tattooed me in Sweden and in UK, so we're getting another tattoo here. It didn't happen in Minnesota, but trying to collect them all, like Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, if you let her tattoo you, I feel 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let anybody tattoo me. I'm joking. No, she's a very talented artist.
Are you sure?
All joking aside, some awesome racing going down here from Group E. Next, side by side, George McGinnis, don't go anywhere. Nitro Rallycross continues here at Glen Helen.
Oliver Erickson sitting here getting ready to go back out. Going up against Andreas Backerud, he actually said that Andreas comes from go-karting and that makes him really good at diving and passing. He said, but it was a whole lot of fun battling out with Travis, and he's hoping that it's going to be some fun with Andreas Backerud as well. Meanwhile, Kevin Erickson over here, that was as Robin Larson said, some fun racing, but you were out for a little redemption. Do you feel like you got it?
I mean, for sure, yeah. Last time at NRX in the final bracket, he got me in the last corner, so for sure it was nice to start off with Robin. Always a nice battle with Robin. We race each other hard but fair. We pushed a lot, I would say. The lap times are the fastest we've seen all weekend, so for sure a quick one.
What did you learn out there that you can kind of take into the rest of the weekend?
I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, when you're behind, you used to push the pass differently. Robin is trying, to use it into the corner to try to get me on the inside, and the lead car try to use it out from corner to get a gap. So that's something that I see now, where Robin was trying on me. So for sure, I can, if I get the first corner now, I know roughly where. I'm up against Fraser now. I know roughly where he will try to make a move, but also I know where I can try to make my move if I'm behind. So
another fun piece to this whole weekend is that it's your daughter's 2-month birthday. Congratulations! Real quick, what is it like to share this racing world with her?
I mean, 2 months, so it was time for a race. It's fun. I mean, of course, it's life-changing, especially for me, but also for everyone, around there. But it feels good to have, both Madeleine, the mother, and Kelsey here. I hate flying back and forth. My parents have a house here, so it's nice to be here.
It's nice to share this with his family, friends, and everybody alike, guys.
All right, it's a beautiful day, and joining us up
it's
here.
It's not a beautiful day.
Welcome. It's okay, buddy. Let it out. Let it out.
I'm in with you guys on qualifying.
Hates being here on race day. That means he lost early. Or sometimes, you know what? You win, because Robin Larson's going to join us up here because he got a victory.
Well, that was a semi LCQ.
No, he lost.
Oh,
he lost. Yeah, he lost as well. So our points leader overall, I'm joking. But what do you make of this track, man? I think this is awesome. Your start, man, you spun him out in that Power Plus vehicle. You got too much power.
I tell you what, we went with the used Yokohamas. It was a gamble, and I just had a little too much give me up, and I thought I had him back here. Had some good little contact. It was so much fun. I love racing. He's just an awesome driver. He's always backing it in more than anyone. He's kind of like Andreas, Backerud, coming in. You call him Backerud and Backerud because he just always, Snackaroo, always pin. Ollie's such a fun guy to race, and it was pretty wet that one, so I wasn't able to get out of that line the way I wanted to. But I tell you what, he's been fast the whole time. And definitely with Robin Larson and I getting taken out by the Ericksons, they're looking for some big things right here.
Yeah. Was it settings on the line? What was wrong about the start? You'd say we got a lot of wheel spin.
Yep. So brand new tires. You get those sticker Yokohamas.
Yep.
When you take off, you can run it at a certain RPM. Basically, not RPM. It's
setting.
Setting. But we had used tires on the start, and I hadn't done a start with that. So as it turns out, it spins more. I should know this by now.
It's all about seat time and getting familiar with it.
Maybe you should. I'm here too much. I'm not down there now.
you were up with us all day in Sweden.
I went from I've been fastest qualifier twice.
You have.
I went from fastest qualifier to out in the first round, which gives us not only no points today. I'm actually thankful that Robin went out as quick as he did. So at least he's not taking 10 more. I mean, so last race, I was fastest qualifier, then got knocked out early. Robin, even though I won the main event, he still made points on me.
Yeah.
So this day is super important, super fun. I like the one-on-one battles, and I haven't been getting it done this year.
Yeah, it's got to come to fruition for you, man, and coming together. Hey, happy anniversary, happy 11th year
thank you.
To your lovely wife, Lindsay, and your
Lindsay.
girls. There you go. So, taking a look overall, what do you make of the course? How is it transforming? The maintenance crew has done such a good job, really kind of settling the dust, minimal dust. It's a beautiful day.
I tell you what, this track crew, they've done such a great job. This is such a fun track. It races really well. These electric cars, they've got so much power. It's so hard to find the grip that we're sliding them less. We're finding that we can kind of have to shoot it in, use the brakes, turn it, and shoot out of the corner, which makes the racing, even though this track is super wide and super big, everyone's within a half of a second. First to last in the Group E is a half a second difference. So it was really nice to have that inside, but as Oliver showed me, you don't need the inside to get the whole shot here. It's a great racing track.
Talking about lap times, Fraser McConnell was 0.3 of a second behind you in time practice. He went on and won the other battle bracket race. So we had you guys down as the favourites. Obviously, you would have met in the final one. You've gone out. Fraz is still in. I think he's driving really well this weekend after the podium for the first time. Last time out in that huge pond to podium moment. Great job, and I think he could take the TQ.
I'd say old Snackaroo was probably the fastest here last year. Fraz was probably second quickest, but I tell you what, Fraz has adapted to this electric car. He's been super consistent. He wants to win. He got a podium last race. He was like, all right, that's cool. Like, it's better than the 2 forced before. But he's been consistent. He has been fast. I tell you what, he is a racer. He is a gamer. So if he's that close in time practice, Fraz doesn't usually care about practice. No. So it really scares me how good he's going to be in this race. And then, Oliver Bennett. Man, what a run by Ollie.
He gave it, we said that, didn't we? He was bang on the same pace, and he had a crack at him. His progress. Yeah, okay, the second move was borderline.
Well, no, it wasn't borderline, but it was 100%. He's like, I'm here, like, move.
It was a little malicious, but he just had to stay in it. He was already in it too deep. Just overall, Travis, taking a look at this championship. Also, let's talk about the cars. I mean, even from round one, we're talking about the progression of different tracks, the first jump in Europe, but even from round one in UK, it seems like the cars are developing. These are brand new.
Well,
they're developed.
Look how many just contacts, and it's side-to-side contact, but as slick as this track has kind of been, and as much power as these cars have on the dirt, you kind of got to side-to-side, and you kind of got to move them a little bit. But the first round, when we were doing that, it was actually breaking kind of the drive shafts or the axles. Is so much power, such big Yokohama wheels on there that any impact, it really knocks your hands.
Yeah,
like I dislocated my thumb in the first round.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. So now everything's it's all worked out. Like these cars are super durable. We're able to make really pretty hard contact, to be quite honest. And this is Nitro Rallycross. We're trying to let everything go. As long as you don't punch someone out or stay in it once they're already starting to spin. There's some lines that you got to draw. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of door-to-door racing, and you've already seen it in the battle brackets. You'll see it a lot more tomorrow. There's not a lot of time between first and last. You could probably start from last and still win, but it's going to be really tough to get around these guys.
Well, of course, Travis wants to do it, and another lady that wants to do it in side-by-sides. Again, we have multiple different racing, different classes, is Leah Block, and her dad is in her ear and in her head. He's not racing, but he's cheering on. He's a proud dad. I caught up with the Blocks earlier today. All right, cruising through the pits here. We have multiple classes racing here at Glen Helen and running to the blocks. One is racing, one is just being a proud dad. Leah Block in the building. Thank you for joining us. Are you excited to racing side by side?
So excited. I raced a couple series when I was younger, like Lucas Oil and a small Razor, and then I got to do the Sierra cars in one of last year's events. So it's cool to be here.
You've been busy. You've been racing karting. You've been doing stage rally. What do you love the most?
I love all of it.
Yeah.
Like, to be real, I couldn't pick either one.
Cool. Just grab your helmet, grab your gloves, and ready to rip.
Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
Being a proud dad, Ken, we know you're mega talented from the Gymkhana videos, most recently Electricana. I mean, you're doing it, again, Leah versus the world, Ken versus the world. You got to be a proud dad, right? I mean, you got all three kids, but here's Leah racing here at Glen Helen.
Yeah, I mean, she's done a great job with everything that we've put in her way to get out and challenge, and I've been impressed all along the way. So the other great thing too is she tries. She's right here, obviously, because she has an opportunity because of me, but she gets in the car and she puts all the effort in behind the scenes, and that's what's, I think, impressed everybody the most is there's a real drive here and she really enjoys it.
Yeah, she's proven herself. It's like you might have gotten her there, but she's taking the ball and she's running with it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're a parent because they follow you all along with what you do, so there's a natural interest there. But, is there a natural talent? Is there a hard work ethic? And she definitely seems to have it all.
She has it. You guys work hard. Are you in her ear? Are you her spotter? Or no, you're not touching it? You're just hanging out?
Yes, I'm her spotter.
Do you like that or no?
I mean, he's probably the one I trust the most.
That's fair. That's good.
I mean, and he's been out there, so.
It's kind of awkward because I don't like the spotter talking to me very much, so I don't talk to her very much. But we're still trying to work out what she needs, No,
I think that's great. And it's cool. Why aren't you racing out here? I mean, was there not a Can-Am available, or are you just kind of like, I'm just going to chill and enjoy?
No, it's kind of a time versus effort type thing, and the opportunity was here for her, and so I wanted to let her shine instead of jumping in and taking that over. So I'm stoked for her to have this opportunity with Yokohama. So I think it's very cool. So I'm just here to support.
Sweet. Well, you got some mega talent that you're going against here. You ready to win? I mean, it's a doubleheader.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm ready to win, but I'm ready to try my best.
That's a very good attitude.
Thank
there you go. It's a block party here at Glen Helen.
So, Travis, last night we had a meeting, and you were telling me about Jeff Matasevich, Jeff the Chicken Matasevich, who wasn't somebody I was super familiar with.
How do you not know Jeff Chicken Matasevich?
So I need you to just recount our meeting and some of the stories you told me.
Man, Matasevich was awesome. Him and the Beast from the East, Damon Bradshaw, going just head-to-head. They had some of the best battles ever. They actually lost the championship one year because they were just like launching each other, bikes at each other, taking each other down, fist fights after the races. It's Jeff Matasevich. I mean, this is during the Supercross Championship. I mean, this is like, if you had a Roxon and Reed or whatever,
I saw the chicken sticker on your dash. Yeah. So, has he chilled out a bit now? Like, are you worried about what happened in the side-by-side final?
He hasn't been he's actually done really well. Him and Ben were battling. So Ben Mayer, the kid is phenomenal. But so there's 5 of us within about just a little under a half a second, and Jeff's kind of right on that cusp. But we were asking him, we're like, hey, how many times have you driven a side-by-side? Like, what are you doing? He's like, well, actually, I've driven an old Yamaha. I was like, how old? He's like, I think it was a Rhino. So he's no experience here, but he rides dirt bikes, and he picked it up really quick.
Yeah, no, really, really well done. It's great to see just the variety of drivers, their backgrounds, what's going on. And I did see that chicken sticker on your dash. So maybe is that your spirit animal? Maybe you can throw some blows?
Yeah, well, that's the goal. I think I need Matasevich to get up there to start throwing some blows at Deegan's way, man. It's been a rough day. We qualified first in Can-Ams. We qualified first in Group B. Getting my butt kicked all day long on the race, and I got to execute better.
No, I think you're doing a good job. Again, you win before
you
show
to me. I know.
No, I mock you, but it comes from a loving place. Again, you're celebrating. Again, you're kind of the unofficial mayor.
Great announcer as well. I mean, you welcome up whoever.
He's done it for my job.
I'm going to cry.
I'm going to go race because obviously you can't. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Nitro Rallycross. Oh, he's going to call me number 1 as well.
One could say it's a tough day for OMSC and Casper Janssen as that team is working to try and get this car in tip-top shape to get back out there. Casper, what happened?
It was a little crash in the start, and we broke the wishbone. And but this is what it is. And we start P3, I think, now in the final, so we go from there.
As you kind of take a look at the next drivers, which there's quite a few good ones in there, who is the toughest competitor at this point?
Just now is Josh McGinnis, I think, this weekend. So, yeah, it is.
And as it relates to this track, this car, once it's fixed, how does it feel while it's out there? Do you feel like you're in control? Sorry, as it's loud over here as well. Do you feel like you're in control of the car when it's running in one piece?
Yeah, absolutely. And but when I broke some wishbone, it's not the easiest to drive, but we work on it, and we fix it.
And as it relates to being under this tent, we're in OMSE. What have you learned from the Erickson brothers?
Very much. This is very good to learn from them, and they have doing so much rallycross in this year, and he's a really good guy.
Casper was one of those guys who finished second in the European Championship, and he's now trying to make his name here in Nitro Rallycross.
Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by Gel Blaster. Let's take this outside. My Energy, driving the charge to a sustainable future. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, professional parts people. Here we are, the famous Talladega turn here at Glen Helen, and this is how it's shaped up so far. Knocked out early, Travis Pastrana and our points leader, talking about that of Robin Larson. But as we move on through into our semifinals, Ollie Erickson versus Andreas Backrud, and then Fraser McConnell versus Kevin Erickson. So the Ericksons could see each other, but as Travis was saying, very fast Backrud, Backrud, Snackarud, and Fraser McConnell. Speaking of Backrud and a gentleman who got knocked out early, thanks for joining us up here. Robin Larson.
Thank you.
You shouldn't be up here, man.
To be here so early.
No, it's not great to be here.
I thought I only was here on the Sunday, so it's a strange feeling.
It is a strange feeling, but you're kind of the guy to beat. What's going on? You don't seem like you're at pace. And Coley said he talked to your girlfriend and your lady.
You did?
No, relax. He said, "How's Robin?" I guess that's good spirited. Quite the contrary to what she said. She said you were grumpy. Are you grumpy?
Yeah. This morning I was a little bit grumpy. I was actually more happy after the battle against Kevin. I think the speed was really good against Kevin. I think he and me did the fastest lap of the day. And this morning in the qualifying was half a second too slow of the pace. So
when you're as a driver, you're looking at, obviously you're disappointed. All jokes aside, what's the score? You look at the times and you look at the data and go, I suck, or is it like I did something wrong?
This morning it was.
Okay, it was just that.
All my teammates did better, like half a second.
Speaking of your teammates, they're on the start line, all right? So we got Andreas Backerud. He's going against Ollie Erickson. And Pastrana was talking about just how tidy Ollie Erickson is. And it just, I mean, you got to think about the Ericksons have so much. You know, here we're taking a look at Robin earlier today. What do you think?
Yeah, it felt good, but Kevin learned from Minnesota. He was a little bit too defensive, and this time we really went it.
Travis is here. It was the opposite of tidy.
So he was backing it in, but he didn't. But you know what? He didn't open the door for you. He closed the door on your face, but it was sideways door. Yeah, he's just slammed in your face. Robin, what went wrong, bro? Come on, you said
nothing.
He was just
I'm
obviously.
I'm happy, man.
The lap times were
the only
good,
thing I was a bad start. I saw a lot of guys took it on the outside, but I was a little bit slow in the start, and Kevin did a good start.
So what was the difference then between earlier in the day where you were unhappy with your pace and being on the pace? What did you do differently? Just specific things.
I think it was one corner. I lost so much, so more or less a half a second in one sector or a corner, and I went too slow over the gap jump. So corner 2 and the gap jump was my bad thing this morning. But yeah, we found something, and yeah, it's a small field, but the drivers are so good, so it feels really bad to go out so quickly. But Kevin is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
Travis was talking about the different variables. You know, he tried to use kind of some already scrubbed Yokohama tires versus brand new tires. That's
bad choice.
Yeah, it's a kind of a different approach.
Yeah, but you need to be up there today to get an easier day tomorrow. But now me and Travis gonna have a little bit rougher day tomorrow. But yeah, we've been there. We've been there before.
And he said, you going out early kind of helped him, as far as the points and championship and what that looks like. Here we are. We're seeing Andreas Backerud and Oliver Erickson, who's going to air it out over that A-Shock Energy big gap jump. Who's going to be clean? As Travis said, Ollie getting sideways, shut the door, Backerud back it in. So we're going to see both these gentlemen just hard park this thing and back it in on both of these vehicles. That's it. Here we go. Who's got a clean start there? Coley, wrap out.
Oh, it looks like Ericsson's got it off the line. Backerud drops in behind. Now Backerud here is that thing again of do you give up the position and then try and take it on the exit of turn 2, but Erickson going to run a little bit deep, and Backerud does too, so the track's wetter than they thought, and they both run wide.
Yeah, it looks pretty wet.
Yeah, it's very wet.
Big understeer for both of them.
It's very slick.
Hopefully they make it over the gap jump. Yeah.
Over that A-Shock Energy jump. Hopefully they make it. Yeah,
it's super slick.
Really slick. It's it's a little bit of shame.
So you're spending you're spending now the first lap trying to figure out where the grip is, and then how do you drive the car differently when it's slick compared to when there's a bit more dirt?
It's hard because I think Travis is the man to look at that. He know how to approach the dirt when it's wet, when it's blue groove and everything. But hit a tough start to Backerud in the first corner. He understeered a lot, but hopefully he can find his rhythm now and nail those times. But it's a lot of dirt also on the windscreen.
And you can see Ollie Erickson there.
It's really slick.
Yeah, getting the fastest sectors. It looks like it's just bouncing back and forth between Backerud and Erickson.
Going in backwards. Andreas Backerud properly backs in. He's used the handbrake big time in turn 2 and turn 3 there. He's got his head around the grip levels now, but the damage is already done in terms of the gap, and he comes in ultra sideways. On board now with the number 13. Backerud is in full send mode. Get in. That's how you should drive. We should make that a regulation.
Parallel park it in the hairpins.
You can see them go wider now compared to the first battle. Try to find that grip, but it's really slick, and yeah, like we said, the damage is already done. It's going to be really hard for AB to pick up this one.
Yeah, there's just way too much room as the white flag is out. There's the spotters tower just below us, and Backerud, I think it's too little too late. He's trying to go for it, but this is what I was talking about. Ollie Erickson and Travis talking about how sendy he is. He's backing it in, but not, squirming an inch, not cracking the door at all.
On board with Erickson as he comes up over the A-Shock Energy gap jump, followed closely by Backerud, but not close enough. Erickson gets a bit deep, and then Andreas gets understeer on turn in as well. Didn't get the rotation on the way in, so not what he wanted.
Yeah, no secret sauce here for Andreas Backerud in order to gain some ground on Ollie Erickson. Looks like Ollie Erickson will be going to the final. Who's he going to go against? Will it be his brother or will it be the Jamaican Fraser McConnell? We'll find out in our next bracket battle. But just from the start to now, it was an Ollie show. There you go. Ollie Erickson will be getting the victory. The checkered flag is out in that Olsberg's vehicle. Congratulations to Ollie Erickson, the 16, taking down Andreas Backerud.
So are we going to see Erickson versus Erickson in the final, or can McConnell beat Kevin Erickson? And yeah, either way, it's going to be a great fight.
All right, so
Travis still up here said he feels better about his loss. So I'm sure that would be great consolation for Andreas Backerud.
Yeah, it's good for the points.
Yeah,
not for the team.
Yeah, Travis is up here just chirping away up here. No, he wants to be a commentator. He does, with age comes a cage, and with a loss comes a commentator.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry, thanks for joining us, Robin.
Thank you.
No, you're not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
I can stay?
Let's take a look at it again. You can stay. Talking about your DRR, JC, the Dreyer Reinbold, RX Cartel, your teammate here. Again, just from start to finish, unfortunately, just couldn't find that speed.
Yeah, you can see he's had some problem in the first corner, then in the second corner. So, yeah, it's hard to catch up that gap. He already lost in the beginning. Was behind Oliver, so yeah, the track changed a lot, and that's the biggest issue challenge for us. When it's getting dry and dusty, that's a problem, and you need to change your line for that. Now it was completely wet, then you need to change it for that. So
now the next race. Yeah, the next race. Sorry, Robin. The next race. We're talking of that challenge. We've got the other Ericsson, then we've got Fraser McConnell who's in the other DRR JC machine. So, what will each of the teams now be feeding back about those track conditions?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard because the track's going to be changing compared to now. Now they got out first time of the wet, so they can give feedback, but it's not going to be
so we'll
this
change
bad.
That. It's going to change that quickly.
Yeah, he changes every lap at drive. So yeah, we've seen it in the practice this morning. It changes quickly.
Talking to teams, quick shout out, Jared, for your team boss who's missing this weekend. Joel Kristofferson is at home because him and his lovely other half have just had a baby girl who's called Ebba Kristofferson. So hello, Ebba. I hope you're watching your first rallycross race. It's probably a bit late in Europe for someone who's a couple of days old, but yeah, congrats, Joel and family.
I'm pretty sure he's awake.
I know he is.
He's been texting me 1,000 times now.
Yeah, he said he's so glad he stayed at home, obviously with the birth of his daughter, but also he's hating watching this and not being here. So
right, just
tricky.
You're drooling. You're right there. All right, moving on to our next semifinal 2 of Group E. We got Kevin Erickson. Will he be going against his brother in the finals, or is Fraser McConnell going to try to disrupt? And again, he's looking really clean. Travis is really kind of pumping up Fraser McConnell's tires. He's looking fast, and you have to think going end over end in Minnesota, him coming back, getting on the box, that's got to build his confidence. What do you think?
Yeah, I hope really Fras can make it all the way. He's been driving really good, and after the crash,
they're away. They're away already. Yeah, McConnell beats Erickson off the line. Erickson going to try and hold on the run to turn 2. Dangerously close to the edge of that jump. Side by side, Erickson up the inside. Forces his way through. They might both end up in the wall. On board with McConnell. He gets roosted big time. Just kept it out of the wall. That was a wild ride.
He looks broken. Looks strange, Kevin's car.
Wow. Look at Fraser McConnell. The pass on the jump. Fraser McConnell aired it out. Kevin Erickson looks like he's slowing down. He said, make way.
Oh, mate, Kevin Erickson pulls over. Fraser McConnell went so long on the jump, Jared. He stuck it out in the roost and actually managed to get it turned in. He's going to go through to the final because it's a problem for Kevin Erickson, which is not what we wanted to see. But the first 2 corners
really
were
good first corner.
Yeah.
Unreal. And no, Coley, you don't like to go in car, but that was absolutely massive.
So good.
In car right there. But Fraser McConnell going for the pass over that A-Shock Energy big air jump. But Katie had some words with Kevin Erickson saying he wants redemption, he wants to fight back. But hey, you're gonna give it back, man. You got to go toe to toe, mano a mano. And Fras was giving it back to Kevin as he was getting aggressive.
Kevin hung it right out, Jared. When he went around the outside of turn 1 and literally went to the very limit of the track to try and hold on to that outside line for the inside in turn 2. Look, we know the Ericssons are going to come back on form at some point, and it's interesting what you said, Robin. Yeah, there's 8 drivers here. but they're all great, and I think there's no guarantees of a win tomorrow, are there? The dudes are up front.
No, it's going to be really tough, but we can see Fres. I think he can chill. It looks like he's pushing.
Well, now, like you said, there's different conditions from what we saw in that first heat of semifinals to now.
Talk us through this. So just ask the director to go on board, Robin, so you can talk us through some of the driving. Give us some hints. He's looking at it thinking,
why would you give us extra sauce, baby? I don't know.
Like we said, it's looking a lot more better so quickly compared to Andreas and Oliver that had so much trouble in the second corner. Now it's already looking better.
Left side of the jump, is that just for the line into the hairpin?
Yeah, it's starting to get a line already, and you can see Fraser's jump was really impressive. It was.
That was sick.
Now he just tried to save tires and.
So you think he's taking it steady now?
Yeah. The tire's taking a lot of push, and now he wants fresh tires for the final. Is it his first final now?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it might. I think it is. I think it is. I'll
Welcome.
check.
So
check.
Fraz and Ollie Erickson, who have been amazingly fast earlier on their seeding grids. But Fraz, like I said, that momentum, there you see it. His next opponent will be Ollie Erickson. Where he got that extra speed, I mean, just shooting out from that bank turn and going to that jump and passing Kevin Erickson. Or was Kevin that slow? Or did Fraz?
I don't know. I think it broke already in that hit he and Fraz had, so that was a shame. It looked really nice.
Watch this.
Look at this.
Justin Smash here. Let's go ahead and ride shotgun.
So look
He's
at
on
Kevin.
The side of the jump.
Kevin's off the side there, Jared, big time. He gets so crossed up in the air. Fraser now almost ends up at the wall. Here comes the roost from Kevin as they go in.
Puncture.
Rear left off, and so he's landed too much of an angle. That's a shame. So that's fair go to Kevin for going full bravery over the gap jump.
He went for it though.
He did. Yeah. We want to see that.
Gotta give it. And he also did a jump with a puncture.
That's the first time Ken Block did this at Salt Lake City with just 3 tyres on the Hoonigan racing machine, and so fair play to Kevin Erickson just going for it anyway.
And that answered the question is basically Fraz looked faster, but it's because Kevin Erickson was on that puncture, so he doesn't exactly have that grip. Let's take a look at it again here. You can see Fraser McConnell coming in on the inside. They're approaching the A-Shock Energy big air jump, and then here you can see Kevin Erickson. He's slowing down considerably with that back left puncture. And then Fraz airs it out. The Jamaican pilot, ding! Put your seat tray tables up in the upright position.
We're back coming for landing. It's going to be a rough one,
So, Robin, have you eaten lunch yet?
Lunch
or dinner? Have you had anything?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? Tailgate Tommy, he's down there. If you ever need any grilling, he's got some fresh rat down there. So we'll give you some food. Let's throw it down to Street Bike Tommy. Tommy, what you got cooking, bud?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Everybody knows I'm a man of the people, and I got lots of things to give to people. This is little gift bags, Nitro RX, gift bags of swag and fun things for Halloween. I'm going to start throwing. Who wants free stuff? Free stuff! He got one too! Oh, man, got one! Oh man, I ran out! I'm sorry! Well, I hate disappointing, but they don't give me enough stuff. But we enjoy everybody here, enjoying freestyle motocross, in between racing, lots of fun things for the family, and I'm going to sit here and enjoy it with the people. Back to you guys.
Tommy's giving out free stuff. He's giving out some meat. He's grilling. He's thrilling. He's having some fun out there. But as we are taking a look at what is up next here as far as the day is unfolding, little track maintenance going down. The Hollywood sign again from Cars and Stars. This is the ladder and how it's shaped up in the Group E finals. It will be Ollie Erickson and Fraser McConnell.
Yeah, good stuff. So Ollie Erickson has been right up there. Fraser McConnell has had P7 twice this year and didn't even get to take part in the battles last time out after sitting in the pond at the end of time practice. So this could be a first TQ for McConnell, but he's got to beat Ollie Erickson to get that job done.
Ollie Erickson, Fraser McConnell. Who's going to get that Smirnoff Ice Smash overall victory?
What can we learn from today for tomorrow?
No, the track is awesome, and it's so fun to race. Me and Andreas had an awesome battle on that last lap. Unfortunately, got a puncture. Still tried for it in the last turn, and it just didn't work out. But, you know, every race weekend we've had something like this happen, and it just sets us back. And, you know, we'll be starting on the back row for the heats tomorrow. But I like starting from the back. It kind of takes the pressure off, and I can kind of see what other people are doing and move through the pack as they make mistakes. So I just need to put my head down tomorrow and not be too upset. But I'm really hoping for a weekend coming up where I just kind of can be consistent through the weekend. But no, it's good. Yeah.
It's that smooth sailing, and as you know what it's going to take, not feeling too much pressure there at behind. This guy has maybe a little bit more pressure on him. He was over here looking at the prize jewel, the trophy over there. How much pressure are you putting on yourself knowing what's at stake here in this final round?
Yeah, for sure. We're all race car drivers. We want to win at every cost. So, yeah, I just got an eye on the prize there again. So I really want that home. And, yeah, this battle round was for sure a step further or closer to it.
You want that trophy home. It's very heavy. I've lifted it at one point in time. What's it going to take here?
Yeah, here at Glen Helen, you know, everything can happen with the bank corners and stuff. So, you know, a good starting position is a good start to get there. But for sure, you need some luck. You know, the track development, see how the tires hold up, you know, in the ruts and stuff. So some luck, little bit of what do you call it? Like talent, maybe?
Maybe a little talent, maybe a little luck.
Yeah, a little luck, mostly luck. So we'll see.
It's going to be a big task for him as he's going up against, in this next Fraser in this next one, and of course, stay tuned because it's all about the battles.
All right, so we are getting set for our side-by-side final. Do you think it's unfair that Travis gets so much track time? Well, not today, too soon, and for you as well. But he gets side-by-side and he gets Group E. He has the most track time of anybody, but obviously it hasn't paid off.
I just think it's really impressive. Like in Minnesota, he ran out of the Can-Ams right into the final
And there's such different things to drive. That's the thing, really. You can talk about having extra track time, but still, it makes it pretty tough.
Yeah, so here we go. We are getting prepared for our side-by-side final on that front row. Look at these legends of 2 wheels, 4 wheels. They can do it all. Pastrana and Deegan. On the second row, Ben Mayer and George Michaud. Then you got the Chicken, Jeff Matasevich. Then you got Robin Shute. And then finally bringing up the rear, Leticia Buffoni. And guess what? It's a block party. Leah Block. We got 10 seconds to send it. We are getting ready for our side-by-side final. Remember, it was Deegan who won in Minnesota the first day on Saturday, and then Travis Pastrana won on Sunday. Let's find out where they're going to end up. Let's go ahead and send it. Who is going to get the victory here on Saturday? Glen Helen, his famed track. Pastrana, looks like Pastrana and Deegan going for it.
Yeah, he squeezed Deegan straight off the line, Jared, but couldn't get there. But going to try and hold on all the way down to turn 2. Got that inside line. Deegan's lighting the throttle up. That's brave when they don't know how much grip there is on lap 1. Fantastic racing from them. We're a little bit deep on that slick braking zone. Oh, contact behind. Pastrana gets a little hit. Ben Meyer is in P4. Someone's got Joker on lap 1, which I think is a good move after all that carnage in front of them.
Yeah, there's so much traffic. It looks like the Chicken Matasevich, Leticia Buffoni, she goes for the Joker lap. But Brian Deegan, he talked about just, dealing with the conditions. That's what he tells his daughter. That's what he tells his son. Conditions, it's slick out of the gate, but now it's going to dry up. We got 6 laps.
You can see Travis try different lines.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. He's looking for grip, and he's found it. So he was going high and low, Robin, wasn't he? He's just looking for grip.
It's really impressive.
So look at Travis in on the inside. Deegan airs it out. He tries to back it in. And there we go. Tire to tire. Yokohama to Yokohama. But Travis comes up, ended up winning that battle.
And still no lifting. I love the fact that Deegan, you think, he's going to lose a load of time there. He's about 3 car lengths back. Keeps it buried. Sends it sideways in turn 1. Gregoire Michaud, I think, is in P2. Looking at P3. So he looked up the inside there, but couldn't make it stick. And Ben Meyer in 4th place. Matasevich. How far back is Matasevich? 8.3, so yeah, a little bit too much with the Joker on that first lap. Look at Michaud right the way out to the wall.
Yeah, we know he was a real threat. We saw how he threw down. He unfortunately got the 3rd position, so he had to go to that LCQ as far as position. But Michaud, definitely a threat. You can see Matasevich and Block there going for 6 and 7. Robin Shute right there in the middle, but Ben Mayer, he's quietly kind of lurking in the shadows. That 13-year-old sitting in 4th.
Is he 13?
13 years old. Yeah.
Scary. That's a long time ago.
It's scary, isn't it? Scary how good you can be at that age. Just 3.3 seconds off Pastrana out front. We're not seeing the blazing fast times. We saw 51 from Deegan. The fastest so far from Pastrana is a 53. So there's too
slick.
Yeah, like you said, slick. Getting that traction, hooking up, and getting the shot out of the hole.
Michaud's gone Joker. So Gregoire Michaud goes into the Joker lap now. Definitely a threat for the win here. Came close, if you remember, during qualifying when the delta was just a little bit shorter than we thought. He ended up P3, but he was close to Pastrana at that point. Pastrana, Deegan hasn't quite managed to make up the time as he lost with that little bit of contact early in the race, and now everybody knows where the grip is. You're not seeing quite so much of a seesaw.
Unfortunately, Michaud wasn't as tidy when he exited that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. He got into the berm. That's going to slow you down a considerable amount, especially if you hit it sideways. That you get that soft dirt. That's going to slow you down. Pastrana still up front and hitting the fastest lap, 53.3. Let's see if he can shrink that down and get some ground. He's going to need a lot of ground. I mean, he's going against Deegan, who is
picking up the pace again.
Yeah, actually, both of them are just done a 53.0. So yeah, Pastrana, and I guess that probably is that where the track's cleaning up a little bit.
Yeah, I think Brian got hooked up a little bit how slick it was the first lap, and I think it's easier to be Travis' position, like be behind and see how slick it is.
So look at that. Deegan now gets the jump on Pastrana as far as the fastest lap.
You can see how different lines they.
Yeah.
Travis did taking a lot more banking, and Brian tried to find a grip inside.
Yeah, Deegan going super quickly now. He has started to close it down. Remember, it's a 6-lap final, so they've got a couple of laps left to go. Neither of the front three have jokered yet. How far back is Michaud? Michaud is 5.2 off, so I don't know. Deegan might take a risk on. I think if Travis doesn't go, he might as well go Joker on this lap just to have an alternate strategy in case something happens to Travis, or if Travis doesn't do a great Joker. Here is Michaud. He goes standard lap. Ben Meyer goes off to the right, so Meyer's gone from P3 and Deegan's gone as well.
You called it. Deegan does take it. He was in that number 2 position. Looks like he will hold on to. Oh, look at that. So he does get out in front of Michaud, which is good. Ben Mayer, he jumps back to 4th, but Deegan with the fastest lap. Pastrana, obviously one more lap to go. You'll see the white flag. So about 1 1/8 left.
It's so close, Jared. They both did a 52.9 on the last one. So Deegan and Pastrana. This is actually going to come down to whether or not Deegan has done a better Joker than Pastrana. So Travis is going to have to match that. And at the minute, they reckon he's going to lose first. So there's 0.7 of a second in it. Pastrana in the 199 coming through the left-hander now. He's going to split off to the right after turn 2. And the motocross and rally legend, rallycross champion, of course, last year, has got to get this absolutely bang on if he wants to beat Deegan.
Here we go. Travis Pastrana into that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Is Deegan going to take the lead away from the 199? Here we go. Deegan goes to the side of him, and looking like Deegan does get the pass. Look at that. He sends it in backwards and going almost on 2 wheels. Oh, and Pastrana got it back. So back and forth seesaw action. Now watch. I bet you Deegan dives in on the inside.
He's going to look for it, isn't he? Found traction there on an earlier lap. Can he get sideways with him? Up and over the jump. It is still Pastrana that leads down to the last corner. Is Travis going to go defensive? Because if he does, he might get out dragged down the straight now. Deegan going to look for that inside line. Pastrana's got good traction. Can Deegan get alongside? They're going to come up over the rhythm section. Who's going to take
the victory? And it looks like, I mean, it's a photo finish. Deegan gets the victory. Deegan with just a green. Oh my gosh, look at that right there towards the end. Well done by Brian Deegan. Great racecraft from both those gentlemen, and it came down to that last kicker jump. Rob, any surprise with that outcome?
What a day for Travis.
What a day, is that you said?
Oh, man. That Deegan, was wild.
That was
side
great.
by side just keeps delivering this year. We've seen some absolutely brilliant racing. Fantastic over the line there. Brian
you can
Deegan.
See how different the lanes was, but the speed was the same, so it was really impressive.
34 hundredths of a second is what Deegan took that by as they jumped up over the start-finish line. Amazing.
0.034. Absolutely insane. Deegan gets the victory. Pastrana right behind him. Michaud there in 3rd. Ben Mayer, 13 years old. Robin Shute 5th. Jeff the Chicken Matasevich. Leah Block sitting in 7th. And Leticia Buffoni back there as she comes across. Again, there we are. So, man, coming down to that last gravel bit. Congratulations to Brian Deegan just on that last roller, dude.
Well, just wild. But I think what was so impressive, Jared, he was a little way further back. Travis found the grip earlier. Robin spotted it as well. He started hunting around for different lines. Once Deegan then found that as well, their lap times were the same to within 1/10 of a second for the last couple of laps, and it was all about that Joker. Deegan came outside Travis. Travis then was inside him, and he teed him up. Here it is, look. So he's trying to come around the outside. Travis has got that low line, gets the better exit, but it's Deegan in the last corner. He teed him up from miles back. It was brilliant.
Yeah, really well done by, again, Pastrana and Deegan. I mean, that was just a game of inches, and it came down to that last roller, and you saw Deegan try to make the attack. Pastrana going, trying to defend that line.
Jared. See how much you lose going defensive.
Yeah, look how wide Deegan's gone.
So
the run up.
Look at it, it's brilliant.
Nice.
And then with the drone on board, so this is the run down. At this point, no, he hasn't got it. Oh, he might have it. He might just get it, and then boom, over the line, 0.034 of a second, Brian Deegan wins.
He pulled that slingshot back, and he went and zoomed past Travis Pastrana. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne, who's with our winner.
Oh my gosh, that's Brian Deegan at his finest right there. He's looking for a hat, but realistically, Brian, scale of 1 to 10, how much fun was that with Travis?
Sorry. All right, sorry. Let me stand out of the sun. Did I just win that?
To be fair, it is under review. It is under review, but let's pretend that you did.
Yeah, well, the spotter's like, I don't know who won. I go, so it was really close. Either way, that was a fun race. Hopefully you guys had fun watching us duke it out. It don't matter if we were like on dirt bikes at X Games or like a million years later racing in Can-Ams. We still really want to beat each other really bad. So I thought he had me. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Either way, I had a lot of fun. So thank you for coming out and supporting us. We're still living our dreams, so thank you.
Living your dreams for sure. That final lap, that is what it's really all about. Walk us through that lap from your perspective.
Yeah, someone can shut my car off.
You can go do that.
Shut it off. That last lap, I knew I had to go for the Joker. And I know, what's his name, was behind me. So the kid was behind me from Canada, and he was coming, so I didn't want to take the Joker and get past. So I took it 2 laps ago, and I went for a Hail Mary lap, and I just sent it, and I'm like, if I flip, I flip. And then I was able to catch us up to Travis to make it a duel to the finish. I thought I had him clean, dude. He dirty dogged me after the Joker. I'm like, all right, dude. I guess we're going to play like that. And anyway, we went back and forth. We did a little rub-in, but never ran each other over. And it came down to the last jump and carried a little more momentum. That could have been a photo finish. I don't know. That's probably the closest we've ever been in competition. There's no judges this time, so it's really a fair and square race. No.
Brian Deegan, congratulations. What I love is the history behind those two and the smile that he has right now.
Thanks, Travis, for putting this on, actually. It gives me a chance to come in and get your own race.
All right, so joining us up here in the booth as Deegan gets the victory. Are you texting Travis right now? You're saying, sorry, buddy? I mean, you came over, you're like, I feel Travis won. Why do you feel? It looked like he actually did there on that slow.
I mean, you saw in the video.
Yeah, I know. I mean, transponders? I don't know. Was Brian's transponder closer?
I think, look, he's close enough. Brian's enjoying himself. He's got a big smile on his face. I don't suppose Travis would be quite so happy, but that rivalry, they've got a win each last time out. Now, Travis is going to have to take the win tomorrow. It's just building us up towards more pressure later in the season. I'm all for it.
Well, I just think some of these Can-Am battles has been some of the best racing I've seen.
Oh, it has. It's just been great.
Yeah. So, Leah, you spotted for her. She comes up in 7th. You said she's got, she's been doing a lot of different racing acumen, different kind of classes from stage rally to karting to, she has driven a Can-Am quite a bit, but where's she at?
Yeah, well, it's all about building a good base of skills that can kind of work anywhere and everywhere. But she's driven Can-Ams, but not competitively, right? Like when she was younger, she did some of the Lucas Oil Championship races that were local there in Utah. just as a good way to learn when she was 10 or 11. But this is the first time she's ever done any off-road racing besides that. So just dumped her right into the sort of big leagues here with Travis and Brian and Robin and no practice besides a couple, 20 laps yesterday. So I had specifically asked, we need more testing. Let's not just throw her to the sharks, but it didn't work out. We actually ended up with a foot of snow in Utah last week when we were supposed to be testing, but that's life. So she's really enjoying it. She's getting quicker and quicker, but it's hard to really push it and risk it when you're out there in front of a bunch of people with sharks on the track. So
don't go anywhere, Ken. We'll be right back. More Nitro Rallycross, and of course, we got Group E. Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by Yokohama Tire. Yokohama Tire, make every drive a performance. Smirnoff Ice Smash. Smirnoff Ice Smash, full flavor unleashed. A-Shock Energy, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation.
We're still grinning up here about the end of this race. That Deegan's still grinning after he took the win, and there's Travis shaking his head. He's grinning too.
No, he's not. Deep down, I can see that.
Gritted teeth, is it, Jared?
Oh man, Ken, being out here, just being in Leah's ear, and I know you said you don't like people chatting in your ear. Does this make you want to kind of come back to Rallycross? And congratulations on Electricana, obviously part of the the EV kind of progression. But does this make you kind of want to come back out here to Rallycross?
No.
Ken is a straight shooter.
It was Lucy earlier who said, I was like, how's Ken getting on spotting? He hates it. He's told me we're hiring someone for next time. So spotting is the hardest job, isn't it? Because you can only really mess it up. It's like, if drivers win rallies, don't they? If co-driver gets, co-driver got the note wrong, but yet the driver still crashes a lot. There's a lot of pressure on the co-driver and in this case on the spotter. It's a pressure job.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I actually didn't like when my spotter to me too much, so I was just like, keep it simple, keep to the real basics, and it's all, the spotter's really about strategy with the joker lap, when you should be doing that, and if there's anything going on you need to know. And I was like, other than that, don't tell me anything. Well, Leah's, I just kind of adopted that with Leah, and she's like, why are you not talking to me?
Dad, you're terrible. Are you ignoring
me? Something wrong, So I had to kind of start talking to her more in these last couple races, but she's learning, and so am I with her.
I was going to say, you learning the spotting thing.
Right, learning what makes sense for her, and and just trying to strategize with her, because it's first time for her doing joker laps, so tried to talk to her about when and what she's doing and the strategy that is involved with Rallycross. So, it's kind of funny, everything that I've gone through with my career now, starting here trying to...
And of course she's building her own car as well, as since she's been building the classic Audi recently back at the Hoonigan headquarters. How's that going?
Yeah, so she built we basically had this idea that she earned some money from doing Hoonicorn versus the World, that 8-part series. So I said, okay, let's strategize what your first car would be, and are you going to take your driver's test in this? And in classic Hoonigan fashion, we were too late and didn't get the car done.
That's again, straight shooter Ken Lock. Just not going to lie.
See, Hoonigan racing is very organized. Sometimes Hoonigan, not so organized. So she ended up right the night before she was about to take the test. She had to do a test and figured out the car was not ready yet to go do the test.
It's not compliant because the car needs to not have all these things done
to it.
Well,
like a true, competitive person, she wanted to win at the driver's test. So she looked at this car not being 100%. It's like that could be her losing factor. So we ended up using one of our Audi e-trons for her to take the test.
Oh, no big deal. Yeah, your sweet white one, that's not a big deal.
No, she asked for that. I said,
you say no.
The GT is not a good driver's test car.
Yeah. So speaking of EV and the progression, again, Electricana, if you haven't seen it, check it out, where this gentleman shreds in a $12 million, estimated horsepower around Las Vegas. Let's talk about EV and let's talk about that experience with Electricana.
Yeah, the thing is, I love technology, and as a race car driver, I just want stuff that makes me go faster. Mm-hmm. And so I look at the EV thing as a fun experiment into what's possible with race cars in the future. So I've really enjoyed that stuff. And I was joking earlier about racing rallycross. I'm doing too many events right now.
Sure.
I have to slow down. Like this, all as appealing as this looks, I just don't have time for it. But you know, watching these guys come out and huck these things around, I think they've got them quite sorted, and it's really fun to watch. And I think they do a great job. But for me, it's you know, some of these things we're starting literally from scratch. You know, it took Audi a while to develop that car to really make it do what I want to do. Audi is incredible at, like, making a car go very quickly, especially around the track, when I'm like, no, well, I want to slide it and make it do this and that. And it's quite a different sort of look at technology with the EV motors and the programming and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a big learning process, and it's been really quite interesting for me to have to rethink, okay, there's no gearbox here. Okay, how do we make these things do what I need to do? And that's been kind of a big part of the fun.
Well, what was your favourite bit? There's a couple of bits I really loved. I loved the donuts in the lobby, but my favourite was actually the reverse. I know the 360 was something you really enjoyed, high speed. I like the one that went across the central reservation of the junction. That looked sick, but that also looked risky. Like you were entering that high speed backwards diagonally across the road.
Yeah, well, certain things that I was doing in that video, it's hard to do with a regular conventional gearbox because you have to pick a gear.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like trying to do that reverse entry, like I've done it in third gear in the Unicorn, but it was really quite difficult, and it took 1,200 horsepower to really make the wheels spin going backwards, but the wheels are going that way. You know, with a big car like that, like it took 1,400 horsepower to make that work in third gear. Just most cars can't do that. So, but with this, when you have all that, you know, instant torque and no gearbox, once I go full throttle, the motors just keep spinning up. Yeah. So I can be going backwards, but as long as I've got everything worked out, the wheels were actually going close to, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, the opposite direction. So, but that's the thing. If I were to do that in another car, I'd somehow have to be going backwards, but be shifting, in the midst of all that, right? But that's the very cool thing about working with these electric motors and this new technology. It opens up doors that you just sort of wouldn't expect and kind of creates things fun and in a different way.
Like you said, kind of relearning and unlearning some things. So don't go anywhere, Ken. As you're talking about learning and being on base, Fraser McConnell is now with Katie Osborne. He's in the finals.
Yeah, learning for sure. This is actually his first final in the battle bracket, so congratulations to that, man. As it relates to, of course, what you just kind of, the battle with Kevin, if you will, but you looked like you were pushing it, but you were actually saying, nah, man, I was...
Yeah, no, me and Kevin, we had the race lasted for 3 corners, but, it was really fun. He's a great competitor, and I knew it was going to be a tough one. And, going into the first jump, I think it was a game of seeing who was going to break first, and none of us did, so almost ended up in the wall. But, unfortunate he got the puncture, but...
Very aggressive Jordan McGinnis, Casper Janssen, he's got something to prove. He's a bit of a pinata out here on this track. Again, Lane Michaela, he has something to prove. Jimmy Henderson, a newcomer here, he's on that front row. Can he do it? Let's see, as we are going to send it here. These 5 cars, but only one could be a winner here in our double.
Hits the wall,
my gosh.
Straight into that tyre barrier. Casper Janssen, another mistake today.
Man, this is uncharacteristic of Casper Janssen. He made a major mistake. I mean, look at that front end. You saw them banging on it on that intermission in between these battles, and now Casper Janssen goes, that tractor tire, that ain't moving.
He was right there, Jared. Well, you can see what I meant with the Joker's track. I was thinking he can go, and then he could have banged those laps in. I suspect McGinnis would have responded, but now George is out front. Eric Farr in spot will be saying to him, your major threat is gone. He's got a bit of a gap over Henderson already. He's 4.7 seconds up the road. That would be enough for him to Joker now. So he's just got to maintain his focus, George, and keep it out front.
And we know how aggressive he is, but if he's got nobody next to him to punch around, he's all right.
Yeah. Well, then look at Casper Janssen. He punched himself in the face, unfortunately, in that loss. That's unusual. It's unusual for Casper. He was the NRX Next champion last year. Of course, this is actually round 1 of the NRX USA series. Yeah. We had the European series, which ironically finished in Minnesota.
That's right.
After we lost Finland, we brought those guys over to the States pace to finish their series, and this is another 3 rounds for these guys now. So, yeah, 6 rounds, 3 double headers.
All right, so George McGinnis with the fastest lap, and look at that, down to 51.8 for McGinnis, and look at that, a newcomer, 52.9 from Jimmy Henderson, not really gaining ground, about 5 seconds between first and second. So McGinnis just got all that clean air, he's got a lot of room to play with, but still, you don't want to leave the door open.
No, I'm impressed by Henderson, I really am. I'm going to go and chat with him later on today. I couldn't catch up with him yesterday, but you know, to come into this series when we got, okay, not all the drivers are here, but McGinnis and Casper Janssen, we know, are absolutely bang on the pace, and if you're up there with the same lap times as them, you can be very happy with your weekend's work. That's going to give him a taste for wanting to come back, hopefully. That's what we'd like to see.
All right, so 5 seconds. George McGinnis, I mean, he's got 2 more laps left, just shy of 2 laps, as he's on now his 4th lap.
Gonna stay out, isn't he? You know, why not, Jared? He doesn't. Nobody else has joking since lap 1. Casper Janssen's managed to get back past Eric Gordon because he did drop down to P5, but now stuck in behind Lane Michaela, and Lane's already joker. For me, if I were Casper, I probably would have gone joker there. But then I suppose he'd be worried he's then going to have to pass Eric Gordon again. So he's doing his best. And we did see a great fight back from Casper earlier. Look again here. He's such a good driver. We saw him a bit too sideways, didn't we? And a couple of little mistakes in a previous run. So a bit of frustration. He'll reset for tomorrow.
George McGinnis, man, he is the guy to beat. Joker predictor, obviously he's going to hold on to it. That is a massive gap there. He's going to retain first. This has got to be a confidence builder for McGinnis going into tomorrow, and he's just this fresh-faced kid. Like you said, he's ready to get a tattoo, a skateboarding frog.
He was making me laugh when he was up here earlier on. He's going to get a skateboarding frog tattoo, and then he goes, I'm really pleased with myself for that pass. And you know, with a big smile on his face, he's got a great sense of humour. He's just 17 years old. We've already seen him take wins in Nitro Rallycross NRX Next, but this is a great start to that USA campaign. He's got another lap to go. It's not over yet. We see what's happened. Casper Janssen's gone joker, so everyone's gone joker, so it's just a good lap now for George.
And Henderson there in second, again on his debut, up there in the mix.
Brilliant.
Lane Michaela there in third, and Casper Janssen, who unfortunately, look at that, he's getting faster lap. I mean, look at Casper Janssen's times. Unfortunately, that minute lap is what hurt him, but 52, 51, 52. Consistent once he keeps it off those tractor tires, but he just took himself out by just getting too aggressive on that corner and hits the dirt-covered tractor tire, wrapping it around. But George McGinnis gets that white flag, and again, that playing role of mercy flag as opposed to last lap.
So our lap time predictor, Jared, is saying 3 seconds for the gap, but looking at it, George has been doing 51.4s and 51.8s, and his joker was a 54.7, so I reckon it's more like 3.2. It does vary with track conditions, so you can't always go, this is the delta. Right. It was really interesting, wasn't it? Robin going, oh, the track had changed massively, and we're talking about 3 laps and 5 minutes, but he's like, it will have cleaned up, it will be different. And that's what you're dealing with when you're looking at these different sector times, but yeah, so maybe only 3.2. They've all joked, he's just got to bring it home.
All right, George McGinnis is going to get the victory, and that was just easy for him. Casper Janssen was the big challenge for him, but he took him out earlier. And guess what? George McGinnis gets the victory here at Glen Helen. Congratulations to him, that yellow speed vehicle. Congratulations, George McGinnis. Again, 17 years old, a great kid. Jimmy Henderson gets second. Congratulations to him. Lane Michaela gets third. Casper Janssen, who did the doubleheader here last year and got both of the victories. And then finally, that is Eric Gordon of that back 40 Motorsports vehicle, the 99. Bring up the rear.
We're expecting Janssen to fight back tomorrow, won't we? I think McGinnis might have been looking at Victory Donuts there and probably got a shout on the spotters radio saying, not today, mate. Like, we've got a whole other day of racing. Hold on.
Big facts. Big facts.
Here's your result. George McGinnis wins from Jimmy Henderson and Lane Michaela in round 1 of the NRX Next Series for the USA leg. So Travis Pastrana's just coming in. Can I come back on again? Yes, you can, Travis. That's why you didn't like it up here, but you.
All right. So I think I learned something for tomorrow. I think the scoring pod is actually about 5 feet past where the finish line is, maybe almost 10. So where the line actually
is. Where the loop is in the track.
I made a mistake. I lifted thinking I was going to die if I held it wide open, and Deegan held it wide open. So I think that .03 came from just not keeping that pedal down.
Analyzing it already, man. So you're saying where the gantry is, the metal actual, arch, that's not where the transponder is. It's a little further.
I think it's about probably 10 feet in front of that, which you would never think would matter. But when you're dealing with .03, I was faster than Fraz by .03 in the first heat. Deegan was faster than me at .03 that time. But let's talk Ollie Erickson. This guy is flat flying. Could be fourth winner in 4 races.
And he's slick. He is slick. As we're taking a look at next, George McGinnis. Casper Janssen got involved with that tractor tire and took himself out. So very unfortunate here. So watch Casper Janssen. Oh, no, it's not that turn, but it's coming out.
This race was absolutely epic. I mean, the lights have just been providing.
Here it is, ready,
He backs
and
it in early.
boom.
When a car gets sideways like that, it's hard as it. Sometimes you can pull the handbrake and almost suck it back from the apex, but it's difficult if you get it pitched in
So
too
the
tight.
lights cars have less horsepower as well. So you see these guys have to be absolutely perfect. Coming in with 1,000 horsepower. I mean, if you looked at Backrud, who was backing it in, he missed the front of the tires by an inch. But the precision. Everyone is within a half a second out here. So you have to take those chances, and sometimes it doesn't pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. We got fans of all kinds here, children of all ages. We got a bunch of fans here as Travis waving, signing autographs. We have one more battle left, and it is the finals. Who's your money on here? Ollie Erickson, Fraser McConnell.
Dude, I tell you what, Fraz has been on fire. He is a gamer. Like I said earlier, if he can be in the battle, he is very, very difficult to beat. Having said that, Ollie Erickson has been the most fun to watch, and this track, the more sideways, the more you back it in, the faster you go. And Backrud had proved that last year and got beat by his own medicine this year with Ollie. And I think Ollie, if anything, this is going to be his track to win.
All right.
Fraser's really going to want it, isn't he, as well? He's never had a TQ, whereas Ollie Erickson has.
That's right. So, again, who's going to get TQ? But you know who got the winner in next? George McGinnis. And Katie's with our winner now.
There is a whole lot of celebrating for George McGinnis as he's trying to get his gear off. And in fact, earlier today, George, you were the one that people were pointing at. Casper in the conversation said, "You're the guy that beat today," and you proved that right. Congratulations on the win here today. The celebrations were real. That seems like a true victory for you in the overall.
Absolutely. It's been way too long. You saw 2021 since I've had a win, so this has just been a long time coming. I've had the pace every weekend. It's so nice to be able to put it all together, win every race day. I'm so relieved. This feels so good. I know there's been a lot of podiums, but nothing is anywhere near as fun as a win.
Yeah, I'm sure every race car driver who has won would say the same thing to you as you kind of look back at that race reflectively. What was a critical moment?
I mean, I didn't really see anyone besides the start. I felt some contact. Don't really know who it was, so didn't see him. But yeah, that's really the only notable thing that happened. The rest of the time I was just running around, putting in some good, consistent, but very safe laps. And yeah, came out with the winners.
And hey, it's time to celebrate a little bit more with your team. Congratulations on that. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
McGinnis is stoked. He's had a third and a couple of seconds, then he's had the win, so he's gone up the podium. But also, he did take a win last year, but it was way back at Salt Lake City, so it has been a long time since he won. He had a bunch of seconds last year. He said it, Travis. You want to win, you don't want to be second.
No, everybody wants to win. There's nothing like it. And I tell you what, McGinnis has he's been driving better and better. He's usually that guy that's just a little bit out of control, usually makes a little bit of those mistakes, and he did not make one single mistake all day today. It was great.
Minnesota last time as well, we said we felt he'd dial back on the aggression. You need aggression, but not to the point where the stewards are constantly going, look at McGinnis again. Yeah, otherwise, they're always looking for you. There's that fine line.
He's a squeaky wheel in a bad way.
Yeah, I think he's found that middle ground.
No, he's got a very, very promising future. He's young. He's super fast. It's not this. No one's worried about McGinnis' speed. No, it's just about him getting consistency. I mean, I'm not one to talk on any of this stuff, but
thanks for joining us here, Travis, at the booth.
Okay, see you guys.
But and again, Ken felt you won, but again, transponder where it's at. But you're getting a lot of track time. You're getting the most track time of anybody here, and that could end up paying off in tomorrow's Group E finals.
It's really good to have that experience in the first turn and see how everything kind of flows and who does what. And at the end of the day, seat time is huge, whether it's in a Can-Am or a Group E or a lights car. So the difference is the Can-Ams, when you pitch it in like you do a Group E car, it's just going to go, it's going to start flipping. So there's a mental difference, after you get into that first turn and how hard you pitch it. And that's it's been interesting. Even, Fraser McConnell, the first couple rounds had been doing two different cars, the Super supercar and the Group E. So you always have to have a different start, a different mentality. And, I really got to focus on the Group E, especially getting off that line. That I felt like that really cost us today. Although Oliver, to be fair, Oliver has been on fire all weekend.
Robin said the same, if you remember. He said, I lost it at the start, and it's just gone. Like, if you get out of there side by side, you can head all the way down to turn 1, turn 2, and it's no problem at all. You get too much wheel spin at the start, into P2, game over. So, you'll get it right tomorrow, I'm sure.
Well, I hope so. These Group E cars, honestly, they're so easy to just light the tires up. I mean, you got to have such a ginger ankle, and my ankle's fused, so I kind of just got that right knee going down. No excuses. I like flat to the floor.
As we get prepared for our finals, this is how it's shaped up early on. Again, join us up here in the booth. Travis Pastrana knocked out early, but also notably Robin Larson, who is our points leader. So points at stake here. That kind of settles it out. That balances everything out as far as points go. Ollie Erickson and Fraser McConnell, they're in the finals. Obviously, they had to go through Backaroo. You saw Fraser taking out Kevin Erickson, but Ollie, like Travis is saying, he's getting really just sending. He's flicking it in, but he's dialing it. He's not opening the door. With how loose he is, surprisingly, he hasn't opened the door. But Fraser McConnell, a lot of momentum coming, getting on the box in Minnesota after that roll and all that. But again, we are just moments away from our final. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne before we get the action.
Well, as Travis Pastrana was saying, that Ollie has been on it all weekend long so far. You feel like you have it in you here today?
Yeah, for sure. One more round left, so try to bag it.
How much are you channeling the look at that trophy, visualizing that trophy here as you're getting ready for this final?
Yeah, I really want some hardware, so I'm for sure going to give it all.
What's going to be the biggest challenge against Fraz?
Yeah, he's a good racer. He never gives up either, so every inch will matter out there. So, it's mano a mano with my old friend now.
That's what he said. You guys are like old buds. Good luck out there, guys.
Yeah, Fraz was a big part of their team, Jared. He did so much of his learning in supercar over in Europe. He stayed with the Erickson family. You mentioned earlier on about Kevin and Oliver being, like his Swedish brothers. But right now, he's not going to be thinking that way. He's going to be thinking.
Travis, you brought up a great point, just tires and how big of a variable that is. Not only on the start, but if you could share kind of that perspective as far as strategy.
So there are ways that you can gain time. So McConnell has actually been just pinning it, and these tires, Yokohama's grip more, even if they're spinning. So he's actually delaminating the tire because the tire speed's going 150 miles an hour everywhere. So then you look at Oliver, he's sending it over the jumps. As long as you hit the backside, you're not going to debead the tire. But if you go to flat, like my teammate Connor Martell, at any point, when you're sideways, it's going to come off the rim. So you can gain time by taking some kind of chances. I feel like everyone's you got to pick and choose when those chances are. Being in the final, both these guys are going to send it. I think there's a chance that we could see some issues there. And also, who's saving their fresh tires for tomorrow? Who thinks tomorrow's win is more important than today? I think both these guys are going out on fresh tires, getting that start and going for it. But I don't know.
Yeah, TBD. We'll find out. All right, but again, TBD on Tommy P. Where you at, Tommy? What do you got cooking?
What up? Come on by. I see you looking. Don't you tease me. Come on by to my tailgate. Everything's free. This is California. This sun is beautiful, but sometimes you just need a break, and this is the place that you can do it for free. Just come hang out with me, Street Bike Tommy. You're blue, he's red. How are you doing? This Buster thinks he can beat me at foosball. You want a hamburger? Oh, I got one coming right up for you, okay? Only because your face looks so cool. Did you want ketchup, mustard? I have that here.
Oh, yeah, I do, mate.
All right. Oh, mate, where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Came all the way to check this out. My nickname's Kanga.
I feel like you got to be pretty good. No easy buckets! Not around here! That kid's actually really good. I shouldn't have probably hit his bag, but what are you becoming? Do you know?
A skeleton.
Oh, what kind of skeleton?
Green skeleton.
Yes! It looks like you got stitches on your mouth. Are you enjoying my tailgate? Yeah, let's go. We're feeding the parents, painting the kids. Semi-adults are having fun. Come on down to my tailgate.
The way to a man's heart is through his mouth and stomach.
There it is.
My grandson over there got his face painted. Look at this going on. All the free chow. You got to come over and visit this place. It's unbelievable.
Not to mention the company.
We like a burger in Australia too.
This is bison.
I can handle bison.
Okay.
Might be better than kangaroo, right?
Yeah. Feed the people. We're international now. You're really messing me up here, Tom. I'm sorry. I feel like, were you losing before I got here, though?
No.
Are you sure? I feel like you were.
No.
Anybody want a dog, Vinny? You good?
Ready.
I feel like I was messing you. Oh, you won? It was me. It was me messing it up.
It was, dude. That's what I said.
Ketchup, got mustard.
Some mustard on some spice?
Here we go.
Let's get a nice slow-mo of this.
My shoulder, I noticed a family dressed as pumpkins, and it seems to be a theme because it's Halloween. We're gonna feed them. This is actually all I got left. You guys like to split a burger and dog? Yes. All right.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. Currently, you're winning the costume contest. All right, that happened a whole lot faster than I thought. Everybody came in, ran me out of meat real quick. I have to fire this thing back up. It's been about 35, 45 minutes, but until then, we have lots of stuff going on. Freestyle motocross, lots of entertainment. Go check out the cars, drivers, and I'll be cooking food. Come on by.
All right, we are ready. The final is here, and we are seeing Ollie Erickson and Fraser McConnell. Travis elaborating on tire strategy, points at stake, what goes on, bragging rights going into tomorrow's game day.
You only get one, well, however many sets of tires you have, you're limited. So basically, every heat race you go further, or every battle bracket, you have a chance for points. You have a chance for starting position tomorrow. It's all very important. However, you do wear out your tires. So, you know, being out in the first round may be a good strategy. But no, these guys, why you saw so much of Tommy was actually they're getting this track dialed in. They want to make sure that whoever wins today has an opportunity. They want to have the outsides, the insides, everything absolutely perfect. Crowd kind of going nuts at everything that's going on here with the lights cars. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Ollie has been extremely fast. Fraz is due for that win. Ollie has been here before. He's won already at the second round, so it's going to be a good one.
Worth noting that Fraser, if you remember, was up against Kevin. Kevin broke the car and pulled off, and Robin said straight away, Fraz is saving the tyres. So wound it in a bit. That may mean that he's going to try and hold on to a new set for tomorrow, Jared. He might have gone, you know what, I need the TQ. Let's chuck a set on. Looking at his tyres, I think Fraser's on old tyres because the sidewalls are dirty. Maybe not quite so much for Oliver. He's looked a little cleaner, but, you know, yeah, there he is, Fraser McConnell. First ever TQ if he takes this. Ollie Erickson, it would be his second one. He was TQ in Sweden.
So this is an interesting game strategy because Oliver, he wants to win everything. He wants to prove that he is as fast as he truly is. It's amazing. Fraz, you know, he's third in the points. He's got a chance. He needs these points. You know, where Oliver might be thinking, I want to win tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Fraser McConnell, Ollie Erickson, 15 seconds till sending it. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to get TQ? As you said, Coley, this could be Ollie's second TQ, top qualifier, the trophy, the bragging rights, the points, all of it. Or is the Jamaican flag going to fly higher with that checkered flag at the end of these laps? Here we go. Fraser McConnell, Ollie Erickson, who's going to get the great start? Ripping up with those Yokohama tires, going into the gravel. Here we go. Pretty fairly equally matched start there. You see Ollie Erickson on the right. Looks like he gets the jump on Fraser McConnell.
It's going to be interesting into the next corner. He's got to block him down. He did get it. Wow, Oliver, excellent maneuvering right there.
McConnell with great speed there through turn two. He really sent it on the way and he took it up wide. Goes inside. McConnell makes the pass, surely. Erickson trying to go around the outside, holds on. They're almost side by side over the A-Shock Energy gap jump.
So that's why they took a long time during that break. They were getting, make sure this whole track is perfect. Look how tight this battle is.
Fraser's tactics, unbelievable. Went up high, waited, lifted on the throttle mid-corner to get in front. He takes the lead again. Brilliant driving.
Fraser on the inside. Oliver trying to do whatever he can. This is absolutely amazing.
This is great racing.
Dude, this track is so close. These cars are identical. Huge jump by Oliver.
Exactly. Ollie went to flat. Yeah. Fraz is throwing his elbows. Looks like he kind of put the brakes on him, kind of checked him up. But I'll tell you what, Ollie is right there. Look at getting sideways over these hits.
Ollie does not care. He is launching it. He's landing sideways. He wants this win like nothing else. Coming into that corner, that's where Oliver's been a little bit slow through that corner, but everywhere else he has been on fire. They're backing it in, both of them.
Erickson took such a big risk landing the flat, Travis. It reminded me of you on the first jump at ERX 3 weeks ago when you flew longer than anybody else. He's trying to get up behind Fraser. That's the corner that Fraser made the pass on the previous lap.
And this is your point, Travis. You're talking about when you go so sideways, you're really beating up your tires, your equipment. You need to survive 3 laps, and it is just 3 laps. So it is very concentrated, but Fraser really airing out and getting very sideways, even more so than a very slidey Oliver.
Okay, so Fraz blocking the insides. Oliver's trying to use the outside lines. He's coming in with speed, trying everything he can. High, low. This track is amazing. Look out, he's going sideways over the jump. Does he have him?
And we got one more lap. Guess what? The white flag is out. Ollie Erickson is nipping right there.
Oh my
So
God!
close to the tire. Barely hitting that tractor tire.
100-mile-an-hour corner right here. Inside, this is going to be it. Does not get the exit. Fraz blocks the door over the big jump. Oliver's been coming in pretty deep here. Does he come in deep again to try to get that next corner? At the end of the day, if you can go into the last turn on this track close, if you go wide, you lose time. If you go inside, you block your line, you lose time.
Look what happened with Brian Deegan and Travis Pastrana earlier. This won't be over until the final corner. Erickson goes high again, can't get through. Fraser McConnell leads. Watch for Erickson now to take that wide line. He jumps to flat again, Jared.
We went too far. He's not in a position to make the pass right here.
We got one more corner. Look at this. Fraser McConnell going for his first ever TQ in that A-Shock vehicle, taking out Ollie Erickson. And Fraser McConnell is going to get it easily with that checkered flag. Congratulations to the Jamaican driver, Fraser
Listen
McConnell.
to the crowd. There's more Jamaicans here. There are Americans. He's got such a big fan club. It's amazing.
That was some great racing, man. Just you saw how Sandy Fraser was pumping the fist. I mean, it seemed like Ollie kind of tempered it down. He didn't get as aggressive as he was previously.
He's so stoked. First ever top qualifier for Fraser McConnell. He is over the moon. Brilliant job by him.
Starting inside pole tomorrow all day, and he's got, I mean, this is just amazing. He's got the most points for today. This is maximum.
Oh, I thought we were going to hear his radio, but he's unplugged already. He's leaning out the side of the car and waving to the crowd as he comes down in front of the grandstands here. Such a good return road. The fans are on their feet to greet him. There's the Jamaican flags up in the grandstands as well, hanging out the side of the car. Go on, Fraz, get in.
Maximum points on the day, sitting third in the championship. This revitalizes his championship hopes. I mean, honestly, he's got a great day tomorrow. He was great here last year, had a little bit of an incident in the first heat. If he can get through that, look at this crowd. Everyone's pumped.
Yeah, listen to the noise for him, Jared. He's so popular. He's great.
Yeah, Fraser is just so good for the sport. The variety of just a Jamaican racer, his racing acumen, his attitude. He's always got a good spirit, even after a big crash. There you go, giving the pose. So guess what? He's up on the roof, but he is top of the box. Throw it down to Katie, who's with our winner. Congratulations to Fraser McConnell. Katie.
What a celebration this is. Fraser McConnell, congratulations. First and foremost, your first ever top qualifier. A nice celebratory hug from his Swedish brother, as he said earlier. Fraser, this one's for you. Go ahead and stick this sticker right on there. Nice and proud. And of course, this is a top qualifier sticker, and this is the first that Fraser McConnell has gotten a chance to stick on this car. Each time you win these battle brackets, you're taking this thing and proudly represent. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Right on the side. And the applause, his parents, his family, and basically Jamaica here standing behind him. Perfectly pulling that sticker off. What do they say? Right on. Now, Fraz, that was one of those races where watching it, Travis, the booth, everyone's saying, this is what this is all about. This is Rallycross. How would you describe that battle between Ollie?
No, it was super fun. I knew it was going to be really tough. Ollie's a fierce competitor, good friend of mine. And, you know, it's in the name of Nitro. Tracks that thrill, cars that fly. And, you know, I'm even thrilled with that. That was so fun.
What did you see that was the moment that you were like, I'm capitalizing on this?
Well, the race was never over. You know, right to the finish line. I was very low on my push to pass in the later part of the race, so I really had to neaten up and make sure that it was just pure driving and didn't open any doors. So, yeah, I'm very happy.
In that final lap, did you know you have it?
No, it's like I said, it's never over till the fact that these things and you know, full push to the last flag.
Now, in a special reward, this is where it really comes together. I'd like to introduce Janelle from Yokohama, and we'd like to call this the Nitro RX belt. a lot of cheering for Fraser McConnell down here, guys. It's a huge victory. You'd think he would have won the whole race with this battle win, guys.
Look at Ollie trying to pull it from his hands. No way, man. He earned that thing. Ding, ding, ding. He knocked you out, Ollie. Guess what? He gets the belt.
We mentioned earlier, didn't we, there'd been a new trophy. The last one was like a boxing glove, wasn't it? Which would have been a knockout. Now it's a boxing belt. And is it big enough? I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Sure, whatever. You know what? Like Katie said, this feels like he won the whole event. But you know what? Like you said, Ollie Masterclass went up to him, says, dude, congratulations.
So have a look at McConnell here. He's very quick through turn 2. Gets to the inside of Ollie Erickson here. Ollie's a little bit deep, but he runs it in the roost up deep and high. But it's the next corner, Jared, where Fraz's a bit of genius goes on here. He comes out wide, comes into Ollie, lifts to make sure he can get underneath him, and then fires it up the inside. It was brilliant because he could have gone keen on the throttle there because Ollie was on that inside line, but the little bit of patience, and that patience shows massive confidence to your own ability. It was a great drive.
I mean, would you agree? I said that to Travis. Seems like Ollie dialed it back a little bit, and Fraz turned it up, man. I mean, just the way he was backing it in and throwing it with that attitude, it seemed more aggressive than we've even seen previously to the finals.
Yeah, I think the fact that Fraz was so fast this morning, only Travis was quicker than him. Travis was unlucky. He got his start wrong and he went out early doors. If it had been Fraser versus Travis in the final, maybe it would have been even tighter, but he's had that form and he's just done brilliantly. He's just done brilliantly.
I mean, you're stretching.
I don't care. We're allowed to do this.
Squats over here.
It's our announcing booth. What do we want in here?
All right, so again, congratulations to Fraser McConnell. But like you said, great friends, Ollie Erickson. Yeah. So let's catch up with Ollie.
Yeah, good friends indeed. Hey, Fraser McConnell, that was your guy to go say hi to. And that win for him was kind of special for you in a way because you said it was.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I hate losing, but this is the first time I lose, I think, with a smile on my face. So, but it's races like this that we're here for in Nitro Rallycross. This is what we want to do. We're all racers, and this is racing.
Did you think you had the win there at all?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got the start, and then he made that clean pass on me, and that kind of nagging me a bit. If I can do it dirty, so I can have something to blame now. Yeah, but he came outside. I tried to defend outside. He just switched on me, got the drive on the inside. But I tried hard after that. It's quite fun with these cars. You can play a lot with the push to pass, as everyone the Nitro Boost. So I saved it for a lap. He gapped a bit, and then I had a big push on the lap. Almost got him over the start-finish line. So I tried everything, and I enjoyed it.
So close. The guys in the booth are saying you've been on it, and you really have. From our perspective, do you feel like you have to?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's Spec Series, so it's only up to the driver to decide it. So I try to go out there and do my best every time. And I was close to a second TQ of the year, but I set up a second this time.
Well, the good news, guys, is there's some battling tomorrow as well.
Well, you know what, Ollie Erickson, what's great is we were just talking about it sometimes. Ollie, he just wears it like a bad habit.
He doesn't like losing.
He doesn't like losing. But you know what? He's happy for his homeboy.
I think also when you have a great fight, Jared, it's a bit like Travis and Brian earlier. Yeah. Man, it sucks I lost, but it was such a good fight, man. I loved it, and I think that was a great fight. We know this place provides good battles, and I was pleased to see what we saw today.
Well, coincidentally, a boxing, it's like boxers. At the end of a match, they're all bloody, they're all bruised, but they still shake hands, still touch gloves.
I enjoyed it.
Speaking of fighting, speaking of battles, let's take a look at the My Energy Best Pass of the Day. They get My Energy, and here it is. So, Fraser McConnell.
Yeah. It had to be, Jared, because watch this. So, on the inside, he's fully outside. Now you think you go brave and you light it up all the way around. You don't. You lift, you wait, you straighten the car, and you gun it up the inside. It's the patience under pressure which makes that the My Energy Best Pass of the Day. And for me, it undoubtedly is.
Chef's kiss. The
Chef's
emoji.
Kiss.
The emoji right here, the fingers together. That's what I'm envisioning right there. So, well done by Fraser McConnell. He gets the TQ, his first TQ, compared to Ollie, who's going for his second. And there's that A-Shock riding shotgun. Boom, baby. The 35, the Jamaican driver making his country proud right there. That's it right there.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Bella. Great.
All right, so we saw the My Energy Best Pass. Now let's take a look at the A-Shock Energy Big Air Moment. Which one do you think it was? What do you think it was?
I was trying to think.
Was it Trav?
It's got to be somewhere where... It's a decent one. I'll give him that. It's nice.
Okay.
We caught it on the drone.
Oh, Kevin Erickson. It was Kevin Erickson.
Oh, okay.
The A-Shock Big Air. Yeah, and some great moments there. I mean, it's really hard because there's so many jumps. Even on that finals, we talked about Ollie Erickson, how he just went to flat. But look at how big that jump is, and really well done there. So
look, to be fair, for me, I'd have given it to Ollie Erickson for the jump to flat in the last one. So he wins it anyway. It's just a different jump. It's fine. But yeah, I mean,
it's going on the Erickson household.
Yeah,
the Erickson's amazing. They're flying. So those Olsberg's vehicles definitely fast. But congratulations to all our winners. You know, from Brian Deegan and Travis Pastrana. And again, here's Kevin Erickson with the fastest lap of the race. Kevin Erickson, again, brought to you by Guaranteed Rates, the fastest lap with a 46.1.
I like the way he popped up at the bottom of the screen there, super stoked with himself.
Yeah, that's right. Superman right there. And again, between flying and being the fastest lap, there it is, Kevin Erickson. All that brought to you by Guaranteed Rates. So Andrew Coley, Katie Osborne, Street Bike Tommy, and thank you to all of our drivers for joining us up here. Travis Pastrana spending the most time up here. I joke, I kid, and love to obviously just have some fun with them.
Joe, today's been a great laugh. It's been really good. It's great to have so many people so keen to come up and spend a bit of time. Robin Larson was on form, I thought, as well, championship leader. You know, Fraz will have eaten into that a little bit today. It was interesting, was it? Right at the start of the day, we were kind of like, you know what, Fraser's bang on it today. Not predictions, but you look at the form and you go, what can we figure? As soon as Travis went out, it's like, okay, I think it could be Fraz, but you've got to deliver. He's had to beat 3 different people out there, and he's really had to battle hard. Remember Kevin Erickson, there was the contact, and Kevin retiring, so I just think it's been a great day. I've enjoyed it.
Some great moments today, and you know, these guys getting squirrely, and gals, from side by sides to NRX Next, and of course to Group E. We saw some pushing, we saw some fighting. Again, we're just outside of Los Angeles. We got stars, we got cars, a variety of pilots. Thank you so much, Coley, and we're back at it again, brother. So,
yeah, man, looking forward to tomorrow, race day. You know, game day tomorrow, big trophy. We had a big trophy today, a bigger one tomorrow.
Mr. Mega, I'm Mr. Send It. On behalf of Andrew Coley, Katie Osborne, Street Bike Tommy, I'm Jared Deanda. We're going to send it tomorrow once again here at Glen Helen. Who's going to come out on top? We will find out. But guess what? Everybody wins when you're tuned in to Nitro Rallycross. We saw some phenomenal racing here yesterday. So he's moved all the way up the inside. Only the winner advances on. Semifinals are 6 laps. We're seeing 2 drivers advance.
And now it's into the LCQ.
Brilliant drive. This is it. Nitro Rallycross Finals.